Well, the temperatures are cooling down, but the football action is red hot. What a showdown we have for you tonight in the OCC Buckeye, as tonight, Westerville Central takes on Olentangy Orange. Good evening, everybody, and welcome to Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Randy Reinhardt alongside the football professor Jeff Logan, Division I, Region 3. You look at the computer rankings right now, this game is huge tonight, Jeff.
Well, it really is, Randy. Obviously, you've got the conference battle that's going on, but these two teams, as you look there, don't have to look very far to find one another. One of them controls their own destiny. The other has to keep winning.
And we'll talk about the two combatants tonight. First of all, Westerville Central. They are 6-1 on the campaign. They're coached by Brett Morrison in year number 2. He's done a magical job with this program. And they have probably one of the tallest quarterbacks and maybe one of the best in Central Ohio in Judah Holtzclaw.
This kid is really good. Stands 6'6", just a junior. He's the #1 passer in Central Ohio in terms of yards. And you look at his numbers there, 18 touchdowns, only 4 interceptions.
And they got by Westerville North last week, 21-0. On the other side, the team that controls their own destiny, Olentangy Orange, coached by Zeb Schroeder in year number 6. He's also got a lengthy quarterback who's also talented. His name is Spencer Hawkins.
Well, it'll be interesting to see both of these quarterbacks play tonight. And Spencer Hawkins, a senior. And what's interesting is that you have to apparently be a senior at Orange in order to play quarterback, because this is the 4th quarterback in 4 years for Orange, and this kid is ready to prove that he is the guy they've been looking for.
It is the program and the player. In this series, the teams have split the last 4 matchups. What a game we have tonight. We'll heat it up with this contest between Westerville Central and Olentangy Orange on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place here on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to Pioneer Field. Time now to meet the third member of our broadcast team. To the sidelines we go, and Mike Todd.
Well, guys, there's a lot of talk about quarterbacks at the beginning of this game, but let's talk a little about both defenses. Olentangy Orange giving up an average of only a little less than 12 points a game. Westerville Central, they're only giving up 6 points a game. And another cool stat, Westerville Central only giving up an average of 9 yards rushing per game so far this season. Should be a good one.
Mike, thank you very much. Time now to check out the Honda's keys to the game for Westerville Central. They got to be Hawkins. Keep an eye on Spencer, the quarterback for the squad from Olentangy Orange. Jeff mentioned 1 year to start, and he's done a fabulous job this season for the Pioneers. Also, cool hands Luke. In other words, what they have to do is cool down the running style of one Luke Applegate, and also Jake Van Cherry as well, too. So those are a couple guys who've got to watch for a 1-2 punch there. Olentangy Orange get a hold on Holtzclaw. We talked on the fact that Judah Holtzclaw is a large quarterback, going almost 6'7", weighing 220 pounds, and also Van Cherry on top, again alluding to the running back for Orange in Jake Van Cherry. Because when you look at this, a couple of factors to enter in. First of all, Mike mentioned the stat of the year for me, at least. Westerville Central giving up 9 yards rushing in a contest. As you look at Brett Morrison, the head coach of Westerville Central, and Zeb Schroeder leads the squad from Orange. But Ricky Hyatt, star running back for Westerville Central, will not be playing in this contest tonight. So that's 619 yards and 8 touchdowns they'll be losing tonight. As we're just about ready to kick it off, it's time now for the Dr. Pepper kickoff. Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville. But Jeff, you're losing a guy that rushes for over 600 yards if you're Westerville Central. Both teams probably can throw the ball tonight. With those quarterbacks, they will. I think the key is to make sure, if you're on defense, to keep the receivers on this side of the DBs.
Absolutely, Randy. And, from a standpoint of strategy, one of the things that the coaches don't want to do is try and outthink their opponent, outthink their kids. We've got a lot of really good athletes on the field tonight. Let them go play. Let them go make plays like they've done all year. These teams are 6-1 for a reason. They are both really good football teams.
Now Chase Giamarco has it teed up at the 40-yard line. They like the onside kick 2 or 3 times a game. 80% recovery rate on that. When he does kick at the distance, though, 85% of the kickoffs go for touchbacks. We'll find out what happens here. It is high, it is deep, and the return will start from the goal line. Out across the 10, out to around the 14-yard line before forward progress is stopped, and that's where we'll see the first possession in this contest for the squad from Olentangy Orange High School, as they will have the ball 1st and 10, and Spencer Hawkins will lead the way for the offense. I mentioned his frame, also good numbers too for Spencer on the campaign too. He's thrown for over 1,100 yards on the season and good for 12 touchdowns and only 3 picks, and also rushed for 174 yards and 3 touchdowns. So 1st and 10, we'll mark it officially at the 13-yard line. The wing to the bottom, one back in the backfield, and they'll keep it on the ground. And they picked up about 7 of the 9 they're allowed to have in the contest, according to the Warhawk defense, but a nice game that time in person of Jake Van Cherry, who gets the run off the left tackle. Starting lineup offensively, watch Sam Wine, if you will, or Sam Wine, I should say. Wine, 21 catches, 438 yards, and 6 touchdowns. The young man is a great receiver and good speed too, a 4.6 40. And they'll take it on a 2nd down play off the left side again, get it up to the 24-yard line. And so they'll pick up enough for the 1st down, and the Pioneers, just like that, 2 plays, will have the first down of this contest. Defense for Westerville Central, Michael Banning handles that, and he played for Coach John Magistro at Bel Air, and then of course John took over at Westerville Central. Good guys up front. Watch the linebackers. Zeke Healy's a tough one as well too. Good play in the secondary from the likes of Miles Williamson. 1st and 10. Mark the ball at the 24-yard line. Is just about 48 seconds into this one. And we've got a timeout taken on the field, an official's timeout.
Like an equipment problem?
Yep. For one of the Warhawks, and that is Kylan Bird, the defensive back that will head to the sidelines. So Bird will check out. Bird's got 10 solos, 1 assist, a tackle for loss, and a couple of interceptions to boot on the campaign. Go with 2 wide at the top on his 1st down play, 1 back in the backfield. Warhawks showing blitz, and they're coming, and Hawkins with a nice little rollout, guns on the out pattern, and the pass is caught and tight roping the sidelines to make the catch. If he stays in bounds, he's still running. That's Zane Laddick. So Laddick makes the catch, his 24th on the campaign. Great on his cuts, and has enough for a 1st down for the Pioneers.
Well, all-out blitz coming by the Warhawks, and good pickup by Spencer Hawkins. Has 1 receiver out in the pattern. Zane Laddick, 23 catches coming into tonight's game, and that was a good read by the senior quarterback.
Picks up 14 on the play. 1st and 10. Mark the ball at the 38-yard line. They signal in plays from the sidelines for the Pioneers. Rarely do they huddle. Little bubble this side and way too high this time for Zane Laddick, so it falls incomplete. 2nd down and 10. An Olentangy Orange offense that averages about 167 yards on the ground and nearly the same amount in the air as well, 162, so about 329 yards in total offenses. Spencer Hawkins looks on, and again, you got the signals. You got 3 different sets of signals. One is a dummy set, and the other are what I would call compartment or department signals, depending on where you play offensively for the Pioneers. On the delay, Van Cherry off the right side will get it up to maybe the 41-yard line before he's brought down there.
This is what Westerville Central likes to do to you on defense. They like to give you those 3rd and long situations. They create a lot of that by coming up with that 1st down stop like they did. This little cross buck, you can see they're pulling the H-back as well as one of the linemen and trying to create a hole, and Westerville too good to stop it there. It's going to be a long 7 to get the 1st down.
Jason Robertson playing in the secondary, a guy that can also play as a slant guy too and come out of that slot position on offense, will make the hit. So it's 3rd down. Jeff mentioned they need about 7. Hawkins with time though, but no opening. So guns it long downfield and just throws that one away to the far side, and will set up a punting scenario now for the Pioneers. Good coverage downfield by Westerville Central. They come out of that 3-3 base with that odd stat look and a couple of high safeties as well too. Linebackers are interesting too. In fact, a lot of linebackers in both of these teams and defensive linemen now are wrestlers as well too, Jeff. So I assume that helps your leverage and your strength. Right?
It really does. I think, you know, from a hand combat standpoint and just mobility and quick feet, wrestling is a terrific sport for these guys that are going to play in the offensive and defensive lines.
Jack Fenton averages 32 yards a punt, has a good snap, and gets it off, and it will hit at the 30-yard line and trickle out of bounds at around the 27 as we've played just about 2 minutes and 17 seconds of this contest, and Westerville Central will have the ball on offense for the 1st time in this contest. And there is Mr. Holtzclaw. We mentioned a big frame, 6'7" almost now, and 220 pounds as he continues to grow, and passing for over 1,500 yards. Jeff mentioned in the open 18 touchdowns and nary 4 interceptions. Takes over at quarterback from LeBron's Davis II, who's now up at Bowling Green. So 1st and 10, mark it officially at the 28-yard line for the Warhawks.
He will not disguise himself in any way as a running threat. He is a throw guy mostly.
And they'll keep it on the ground around the left-hand side. Nice gain down the sidelines. And a nice 1st down carry by Miles Williamson for the 27th time he gets the football. Had 134 yards coming into this game. And a guy that can play wide out and also play in the secondary That's a great gainer in first down, but we got a flag on the field.
Williamson, a little bit of a surprise starter back here at that tailback spot. Watch him get hit here at the end, and he came up limping and will go off the field here.
Offense, number 8, 10 yards, spot foul, first down.
So the holding call on one of the wideouts, and that's going to move it back and negate the gain. And Luke Swaney, the guy, is the party. That's flagged. There's Rob Bachman along with Matt Wilson, Jeff Gherkin, and Josh Bricker, Mark Barker, and center judge tonight, John Whitson. So they go with that 6-man crew tonight in week number 8 here in the OCC. So from the spot of the penalty, it's going to be first down and 11. And they'll keep it on the ground and get it up to the 28-yard line. That's about it. Zeke Healy on the carry that time, who we thought might be the starter, but you mentioned that first down play. Williamson heads out, so Healy takes over. There's the rest of the offense. Swaney with some good numbers on the campaign as well, too. Williamson is a guy that can play all over the place when he's healthy. Good size in that offensive line. They go 285, 275. Toomey in the middle goes 330. Henley's at 270. And Johnson goes 300 pounds up front.
Excuse me? High school football? I would have run behind that line and smiled the entire time.
Second down and 10. They picked up one on that first down play. Holtzclaw has time, dumps into double coverage. The pass was tipped to the line of scrimmage, so contact was okay downfield, but pass falls incomplete. It'll be third down. So that's something when a guy is 6'6" and almost 6'7" and the pass gets tipped. Matt Barrett of CCL fame handles the defense. Mutai, a good one up front as well, too. Watch for Hill. He is the focal point of that defense in the middle at linebacker, and good guys in the secondary for the squad from Olentangy Orange. Lazier at safety and Guagenti at one of the quarterbacks. Third down and 10 now from the 28-yard line. Holtzclaw with plenty of time, but no options, and he's brought down right at the 23-yard line. And making the hit on the play, the aforementioned middle linebacker, big number 44, Zach Hill. That is now his 60th tackle of the season.
You know, they don't have to worry too much about him breaking the pocket and extending plays. And if he doesn't get a receiver pretty quick, he is dead bait back there on the rush coming in. And Judah Holtzclaw unable to get free of that, and a quick 3 and out.
Chase Gianmarco handles all the kicking duties. Gianmarco going to stand back inside his 10-yard line to boot this one with 12 on the play clock. Floats back, pressure from the outside. And the return going to start from nowhere. It's going to be a fair catch right at the 39-yard line on the play by Caden Konzak, and the Pioneers will get it back scoreless as we played just about 4 minutes of this contest. This is week number 8 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College. Early action here in week number 8 between Westerville Central and Olentangy Orange. Do you know who you're looking at there? That is a near leader. A Pioneer cheerleader is called a near leader. There'll be a quiz after the game today. First and 10 from the 40-yard line for Orange. Keep it on the ground on the first down play, and great pursuit by that Warhawk defense, as there was nowhere for Jake Van Cherry to go as he tried to turn the corner. And that's that swarming D that we talked about. Michael Banning and company love to run. As Mike mentioned in the open, they've held their opponents to an average of 9 yards rushing per contest. It's helped by the fact that against Whitehall, they held them to negative 37 yards rushing. Against Northland, the Vikings, negative 29 yards rushing. A loss of a couple on the play. It'll be second down and a dozen. Wine is the wide out to the bottom.
A lot of movement on that defense.
And Cherry to the right side and gets up to maybe the 39-yard line, and that's about it. Again, flowing to the football nicely for the Warhawks. Big number 34, Zeke Healy, who's going to see more time if Williamson, Jeff cannot play on offense. As he'll start at linebacker and also see plenty of time at running back. They'll beef it up now for Orange, bring in another tight end in the person of Connor Kemmerling. They've taken a couple of their linemen and changed their numbers to the 80s and made them tight end. And that's because the loss of the tight end that's injured, Nate Miller.
Interesting stat. They've given up only 7 third down conversions all season.
Quick pop, pass is complete across the 45, up the midfield, and all the way down to the 48-yard line as the catch is made by Sam Wine. Wine makes the catch, 6'4", 210, and a senior, and extends this possession now for the Pioneers.
Well, good execution there. Quarterback throwing the ball well before the cut was finished, and that's just good timing. You can tell they've worked on that all week, being able to come up with that quick pop pass.
Gain of 13 against Kilbourne. He had 4 catches for 134 yards, and Sam had 2 touchdowns to boot. 1st and 10 now for the 48-yard line. They'll readjust the entire offensive set now and move everyone around. Put Fenton in the slot to the top, and now he goes in motion as an H-back. And Van Cherry will take it off the left side, pushes defenders, and they drag him down finally inside the 45. Ball pops out at the end of the play, but a nice run that time by Jake Van Cherry. 112 carries, 588 yards. A guy that's got long strides and a unique running style when you look at him.
Watch him keep his pads down here as he finds contact, Randy, and that's what allows him to be able to move like this and create those yards after contact. He was able to pick up 2 or 3 more yards after the first hit was made.
That's kind of a Logan running style. We'll touch on that in just a second after this play. 2nd down, and they're halfway home. They need 5 more. Hawkins and company looking, throwing long downfield, and the pass caught inside the 20-yard line, snared at the 17. Making the catch is Caden Konzak. Konzak, great concentration looking back, makes the catch. A good baseball player, and you can see why. Look at this great concentration on this play.
Looked like a center fielder catching the ball, going back against the fence. And Randy, that's a drill that they run in every warm-ups before every football game, is to throw that ball over that outside shoulder and see if you can make those catches. That was great execution by the wide receiver, keeping separation, and quarterback Spencer Hawkins was on time and on target with that throw.
Gain of 28 down to the 15-yard line. 1st down from there. They'll keep it on the ground again. Van Cherry inside the 15. They grabbed his face mask, and there are the Hankies coming in. Knocked down at the 12. I said Logan running style. He runs into contact when he gets the ball, does Jake.
Are you suggesting I would seek out contact?
You did, yes. You seek that in the press box, for crying out loud. Here's the call down in the field right now.
Personal foul, face mask on the defense, number 40. Half the distance to the goal. 1st down.
Rob Bachman with the call, your referee. And 2, when you watch Van Cherry, long strides, unique running style. Wore 22 last year. The more contact he gets, like you, Jeff, the better he seems to run.
No question about the call. Jimmy Glaser came up from that linebacker spot, inadvertent, but had a full handful of that face mask just trying to make the play.
So it's 1st down still. 1st down and 1, believe it or not. The ball just inside the 6-yard line. They can get a 1st down at the 5. Hawkins with 1 man deep will hand it off the left side, and they will get the 1st down inside the 5. It'll be 1st and goal from the 3-yard line as they keep it on the ground. And again, a steady dose of Jake Van Cherry early on in this contest. 2nd team All-League last year when he rushed for 766 yards and 6 touchdowns.
Again, this Westerville Central defense has been terrific, as Mike Todd talked about, only allowing 6 points per game. They've had 2 shutouts.
Hawkins to dump it underneath, finds Van Cherry for the touchdown. So Jake makes his 4th catch of the season and his 1st receiving touchdown, and just like that, with the clock reading 5:09 left to go, it is Orange on top 6-0.
Again, they love to roll the quarterback, get him out there with that right hand thrown on his right, able to square up, and perfect execution. That's the back coming out of the backfield, Randy, and that puts a linebacker on that running back, and they have got a tough time being able to get up and make that coverage. That is a perfect throw.
Jack Berry is the kicker, and he's a soccer kid on loan, if you will. Get him a couple days a week. 22 of 23 on extra points. And make it 23 of 24, and on the campaign now, Westerville Central's given up only 20 points in the 1st quarter. They have scored 98, but the Pioneers' first blood in this one. They lead 7-0 on the touchdown pass to Van Cherry right here on the CW Columbus. Friday night before the 11 o'clock news, join host Jay Richardson for AEP Ohio First Scores on Fox 28. Get the scores and highlights from the best high school football games in Central Ohio every Friday at 10:45 p.m. only on Fox 28. Another Ramos Roofing touchdown here in week number 8, and that drive took 8 plays, 60 yards, and Jeff just over 3 minutes off the clock.
Very impressive to against a defense that has been stingy all year, but very successful there, aided by the face mask call on the penalty.
And the return going to start from the 6-yard line now. Across the far side of the field, there's a bit of a gap and a nice couple of spin moves there on the play by Miles Williamson, who looks healthy enough to be back in this contest.
He does. Nice recovery by the kick return team.
And it's time now for the Aspen Dental Smile Cam. Aspen Dental has offices in Hilliard, Delaware, Pickerington, and several other Central Ohio locations. Schedule a new patient appointment at aspendental.com. Aspen Dental, simply easier. All right, it's going to be 1st and 10 now for the Warhawks. Down in this contest by a count of 7-0. 1st and 10 from the 18-yard line for Judah Holtzclaw and company. With 2 wide to the top and 3 to the bottom now. Quick pop, and it's complete across the 15. Little dance move across the 20, and they'll get the ball up to the 21-yard line. That kind of floated out there, but we talked about the fact that, Westerville Central is playing without Ricky Hyatt, so they may use more of the passing game. It's that time they get it out to Stephen Hartley Jr.
Yeah, they want to get Hartley in space where he's able to make a play here, and you can see the pressure came up, and that had a chance of breaking for a big play. When you're coming up there to try and make that stop, you've got to break down, and linebacker Jaden Ampadu came roaring in there and didn't break down.
2nd down and 7. Holtzclaw will keep and show his versatility right up the middle, still on his feet. And I tell you what, it's like trying to tackle a moving redwood. Up across the 40 to the 45 and maybe the 46-yard line. Took about 3 guys to finally bring him down.
Just told you earlier in the quarter he was no threat to run. This was a quarterback designed run. He came into the game at minus 79 rushing, mostly because of sacks, but the big guy was lumbering through.
And now he wants to throw. Holtzclaw looks and just throws it away. Good judgment that time by Judah. Saw nothing there and just tossed it out of bounds. Good man who likes cooking in English. And there's Zeb Schroeder, the head coach of the Pioneers. What a job he has done now. In year number 6, 36-24, was the head coach at Hayes for 3 years, an assistant Olentangy, and also at Liberty as well too, for the guy that just had a birthday. So it's 2nd down and 10 from the 46-yard line for the Warhawks. They'll keep it on the ground this time. Not a whole lot there. Good job to shut that down. There was great penetration by a couple of guys. The one guy I watched flowing to the football so nicely and effortlessly was big number 44. That's Zach Hill, the middle linebacker.
Yeah, that's just great execution by the linebackers. 4 of them there. Colin McNay, Luke Houston, Zach Hill, Jaden Ampadu in there. And watch Luke Houston. He's just a sophomore, number 7. Watch him finish the play. He comes right in over the top, continues to have pressure, but good execution right up the middle.
It is 3rd down and 10 now from the 46-yard line. Holtzclaw wants to go long downfield, and the pass is going to be tipped and incomplete and nearly tipped into the hands of the receiver. Kind of pushed it up himself on the play, did Kylan Bird, and I think Bird thought he was going to corral it initially, but then had a second opportunity at the football, and it falls incomplete.
Yeah, Randy, not a great throw by Judah Holtzclaw. He just lays this one up for grabs. You can see it looks like a dying duck up there, and that ball could have easily been intercepted. The cornerback in there, Reese Dunham, number 24, there to make the play. Dunham, 5 interceptions. He is an absolute ball hawk on defense.
For the Warhawks, and he's got those 5 interceptions, good for 15 yards. Punting scenario now, and there's the boot by Gianmarco, and caught at the 25-yard line. Fair catch on the play by Caden Konzak, and it'll be 1st and 10 for the Pioneers. They get the football back, and they're up in this contest by a score of 7-0. At the start of the 2nd quarter, our sideline reporter Mike Todd will talk with Thomas Lanier, principal of Westerville Central High School, and yet another guy that I covered when he was playing ball in high school as well too, in the Westerville schools, and saw him at Capital University as well too. So 1st and 10 now for the Pioneers. Mark it from the 25-yard line, up 7-0. For that man, Zeb Schroeder. Hawkins will keep this time and get to about the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Great penetration by that defense for the Warhawks. A couple of guys waiting for him. Jimmy Glasser among them, one of the linebackers. You talked about, Glasser and Healy and Moore and Franciscone. Those 3 guys. Franciscone is a guy that, he is just a junior, but he played like a senior when he was a sophomore. Younger brother of Nick, who graduated too, and one guy, Vince, who loves the game of football, likes math as well too, and just had a birthday over a week. And a handoff. I'm going to keep it on the ground, get it up to around the 25-yard line on the play. As that time on the carry is Vancheri. Jake is seeing a lot of work early in this contest, Jeff.
Yeah, he really has. Not Westerville Central. This is the down and distance that they like, 3rd and long. I mentioned earlier their propensity to be able to shut down teams on 3rd downs. You know, just throwing passes against this defense, they're only completing 41% of the passes, and they're going to get a free, maybe 1st down here. We'll see what the measurement is, but
looks like an encroachment on the defense for 5.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, number 74, 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
Orange on the other side has converted their 3rd downs to the tune of 34.2%. So 1st and 10 mark it at the 30-yard line. If you're Orange, you wouldn't mind a long drive right now, Jeff, trying to shorten this game just a little bit. 1st and 10 from the 30, and did we have it again? Yes, we did.
Again, that's the rule in high school football that I'm not a big fan
Dead
of.
ball,
There's the call.
encroachment, defense, number 72, 5-yard penalty, still 1st down.
So Braden Weimer, the weak side defensive end, just anticipating the snap count and violating the neutral zone.
Good hard count by the quarterback, Spencer Hawkins, in there, but in high school football here, if you break that plane, even though the ball is not snapped, and you don't get any movement on the offensive side, it is still a penalty.
Laddick wide to the bottom, a wing to the top. That man, the H-back, now in motion in Fenton to the bottom of the set. And Hawkins pumping, looking, going long downfield, hangs up there. And the adjustment of the football nearly made, and there's a flag on the play. Intended on the play for Laddick and coverage by Kylan Bird, and I think Mr. Bird's going to get flagged.
But Bird, one of their best defensive backs back there, and this ball was floating. There's the call, interference against the defense. I don't think it was a well-thrown ball. It was kind of up for grabs there, and Kylan Bird came in and made a hit at the very
Pass
tail
interference,
end.
defense, number 2, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Jeff, I'm trying to gauge this wind. It looks like it's blowing against both quarterbacks.
Watch here, and you can see the contact coming in there right up around the chin just before the ball arrived. That's where you want the defensive back playing the ball and not the man, and you can see he went for the man instead of the ball. Easy call for the officials, 1st down.
Vancheri time off the left side and drilled right at the 50-yard line. Waiting for him and standing him up right at the line of scrimmage was Braden Weimer. Weimer says, enough of this, I'll take things into my own hands. And a guy that has a birthday this month and 3 sacks against Liberty makes the hit right at the 50-yard line. So no gain. It'll be 2nd down and 10, just over a minute left in the 1st quarter.
Spencer Hawkins, 4 out of 6 passing so far tonight for 58 yards and 1 touchdown. Randy, you got to say at this point, Westerville Central has helped Olentangy with 3 big penalties tonight. The interference there, holding on a 1st down, and the face mask.
Hawkins on a 2nd and 10 had trips to the bottom, but keeps it himself and maneuvers it inside the 49 before Rugby breaks out at around the 48. So gain maybe 1 on the play. It'll be 3rd down and 9 with 50 ticks left to go in the 1st quarter. Surprised by what you've seen so far?
Well, I'm a little surprised that Olentangy has been able to, number one, stop the Warhawks offense like they have in this football game. I'm not at all surprised offensively that they've had some success against the Warhawks defense, though.
Again, the 3 wide to the bottom of the set now for the Pioneers on the 3rd down and 9 from the 49. Hawkins to throw, has time on the out pattern, guns it way too high, too much juice on it that time, intended for Laddick. He had Laddick on this side of the field. Also, he had Wine over here as well, too, and Konzak. And for the 2nd time, tries to go to Laddick to this side and just over tosses it, and it'll be a 4th and 9 scenario now as we're down to 21 seconds left to go in the quarter.
Yeah, put that one in the memory bank, though. They're going to keep throwing that little out cut. Get ready for a out and up where they go ahead and bite on that and try and send them deep maybe in the next quarter to come.
Fenton to boot it, standing at his own 38-yard line. Twin safeties back for the Warhawks at around the 10. Little rugby style move that time. And a nice punt's going to hang up there and hit at the 23 and take a sideways bounce. Pioneers might want to down it, and they do at the 25. So the net's not going to be that attractive, but there's no return on the play. And the Warhawks get it back with 11 ticks left to go in the quarter.
Well, they're doing a good job of flipping the field, not giving Westerville Central really any good field position at all in terms of their starting drives.
Offensively, we mentioned the Warhawks 98 points in the 1st quarter. In the 2nd quarter, Westerville Central scored 91, Jeff, and given up 3. 1 field goal is all they've given up in the first 7 weeks. And now Central has it 1st and 10, mark the ball right at the 25 far hash. Let's see if this is the last play of the quarter. Now they go with quad look to the bottom and 1 to the top. Empty backfield again for Judah Holtzclaw, who goes to the one side, if you will, and pass is complete for a gain out around the 30-yard line as he hits Luke Swaney.
7 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. All of that window dressing at the bottom was nothing but window dressing. They had man coverage over there. They threw the quick out cut, and they got a big pickup on first down.
Certainly spreads out the defense, doesn't it? Same thing again, and that time it was an out pattern, but the receiver broke inside, so the pass falls incomplete. It'll be 3rd down and 4, and that's how many seconds are left in the quarter as well. There's a big man on your screen, Judah Holtzclaw. What a job he has done against Gahanna. 3 touchdown passes, 1 rushing. Against Westerville North, he was 19 of 35 for 299 yards and 2 touchdowns. His brother plays ball at Kentucky. Comes from a very athletic family. They need 4 on 3rd down. Again, the 4 to the bottom. And Holtzclaw sees a gap, then throws it and has it complete up across the 40 to the 45-yard line. Good change of mind there by Judah as he saw the gap then and tossed it upfield and completed the pass to Stephen Hartley Jr. And that'll do it. 12 minutes in the books. The lone touchdown. The catch by Van Sherry for the Pioneers and the extra point. And after 12 minutes, 7-0 Orange on top of Westerville Central. This is Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College right here on the CW Columbus.
You are watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights as presented by Columbus State Community College. Start of the second quarter. Olentangy Orange on top of Westerville Central by a score of 7-0. Happy to be joined by Tom Lanier, the principal at Westerville Central. Tom, you've got a couple of students who have a few academic honors coming up.
Yeah, Mike, thanks for letting me brag about my Warhawks a little bit tonight. National Merit Awards came out earlier this fall, and we had 3 semifinalists. So Juliet Bernard, Robert Boyd, and Justin Wade are all National Merit semifinalists at Central. And we had 4 commended scholars as well. So I wanted to give a shout out to all those kids. They did a great job.
And one of your student athletes has raised a ton of money in the fight against cancer.
That's right. Actually, it's Freedom a la carte. It's a little bit different. It's a human trafficking group
Okay.
they actually help victims of human trafficking and get them back on their feet. But Grace Welty is a golfer for us, a phenomenal golfer. She's actually in Indiana State visiting this weekend. But she raised over $16,000 for Freedom a la carte with a Pars for Money fundraiser. And just a phenomenal young lady and is doing great things in the community.
I know you've got a young golfer that's going for it tomorrow. I know you want to give him a shout out.
We do. The Warhawks want to give a big shout out to Josh Chan. Josh is a junior, shot a 70 at Apple Valley, was able to win a shootout. And, basically a sudden death shootout, and he's making his debut at the state tomorrow and Saturday. Good luck, Josh. Hopefully he'll bring on a little bit of the hardware for the Warhawks here.
Well, Tom, thank you so much for joining us. Truly a pleasure. Jeff Logan, did you ever shoot a 70 at Apple Valley?
No, I did not. That was not going to happen, but I did play all the holes, so I did have 70 at one point.
After the 3rd? No, this guy's a scratch golfer. Don't let him kid you. Tom Lanier, I remember when he played at Westerville South and later on at Capital University for Dave Sakuti. Dave's the commissioner of the OCC. He'll join us in just a minute or so. It's 3rd down now after the runs by Williamson and Holtzclaw. 3rd down, they need about 5. Judah's got time. Does he have an opening? Nicely done with the lead toss downfield, and the pass is complete on the play as he looks downfield and he finds Williamson. That was a great job of waiting and then just a nice feathered touch on the pass as well.
It almost looked like he just dumped it in over top like he was just a giant just dropping the pill in here. And watch, drops it in right into the zone. Really good job by Holtzclaw finding the receiver and that time extending the play.
Gain of 11 on the play. It'll be 1st and 10 for the 38-yard line. They'll keep it on the ground off the left side. Nice little bounce to the 35. Nice little cut inside the 30 and all the way down to the 26-yard line as they find the opening. Double duty now for Mr. Williamson as he finds the gap and makes the nice gain inside the 30-yard line. As you look at some of the numbers here on this replay, Jeff, total offense in that first quarter, Orange 88 yards. And they had 58 passing, 30 rushing for Westerville Central, 51 yards, 29 on the ground, 22 in the air. Big stat here for Central. 5 penalties, Jeff, in that first quarter for 41 yards.
Linebacker Evan Least able to make the play.
It is 1st and 10 from the 26-yard line. Holtzclaw, little bubble this time near side and nothing doing. Great job by the defense, and Hill is waiting for him. They tried to find the gap, and there was nothing there near side for the gain on the play. And it's going to be a loss of a couple as well. Take a look.
Yeah, I love seeing a play like this, Randy, from a defensive standpoint because you know the young man has done his film work all week, and you can applaud the coaches for getting the kids ready to be able to read what that offense does. So great job of preparation by the Orange staff and by the middle linebacker.
There's Mr. Hill. They need a dozen here on 2nd down. And Holtzclaw looking, buying time, guns it across the middle, pass incomplete, maybe a touch high. and behind Hartley, but that's a catchable ball, and a good job by Judah to wait for the opening, and I think he'd like to have that one over one more time.
Yeah, Stephen Hartley, the 5'6" target, 6'6". He's got to be throwing downhill here and just gets it behind the receiver. Randy, big, strong kid like this, going to have to learn to put some touch on the ball as well. That was a difficult catch for a young man to be able to make coming across the middle.
Third down. And they need 12 with just under 10 left to go in the first half. Empty backfield again for Holtzclaw. With time across the middle, pass high. Looked like the same play and the same result. Is that tough, Jeff, for a guy that's almost 6'7", throwing to a guy that's 5'6"?
Well, you got to get the ball down around his chin. That's where these guys want to be able to catch it. And if you extend your receiver, I don't care if he's 6'6" or 5'6", you're exposing him to contact as he comes across the middle. This is a quarterback's responsibility to get that ball in a little bit more of a catchable spot. And quite frankly, Randy, that tip ball easily could have been intercepted.
Chase Gianmarco knocked on to attempt a field goal. He's 1 of 6 on field goals, but he has made a 47-yarder. So instead, 4th and 12 from the 29, and they're going to go for it. As they peer to the sidelines, Brett Morrison, the head coach, is also the offensive coordinator in that spread or 2x2 and shotgun that they run. Let's see if they have a play that's worth a dozen yards. Well, we won't know. That'll take a while because they're going to take a timeout. With 9:46 left to go here in the first half. And a break in the action. 7-0, Orange on top. This is week number 8. What a showdown we have in the OCC Buckeye. When we come back, we'll talk to the top man of the OCC, Dave Sakuti, right here on the CW Columbus. So, Jeff, no field goal attempt here for the Warhawks. They're going to go for it on a 4th down and just about 12 with one back in the backfield. 4 wideouts evenly split, 2 to the top, 2 to the bottom for Holtzclaw. A big 4th down play with the Warhawks down by 7. Time for now. Still time. But leaving the pocket, strong arms it downfield and throws it up for grabs, and the pass is incomplete right at the sticks. And, Jeff, you had a couple of defenders there and one wide receiver. In fact, is slow getting up from the ground. That's Jace Jarvis, and he's still on a knee and now finally gets up, but nice defensive stand that time by the Pioneers.
Yeah, really good defense, Randy. 11 plays on that drive, and they came away with nothing. And that's one of the things that's frustrating from an offensive standpoint, is you drive the ball all the way down the field and you come away with nothing on the scoreboard. Here's the throw to Colin McNay, and look at the crowd. I mean, holy cow. Orange Colin McNay covering on the play, but look at the crowd there trying to throw the ball in. Fumble.
Hawkins lost the snap from the 29-yard line and throws it downfield and just throws it away on the side of the field where there's 5 defenders, 1 wide receiver who was wide, but just threw that away. And once the snap was fumbled, all the timing was goofed up on that play, Jeff.
Yeah, both the quarterbacks making good decisions when they're flushed out of there instead of taking a bad play, taking a sack, unloading the football, come to live another day back there on offense.
I think one surprise for me is the effectiveness of Jake Van Cherry on the ground here in the first half for the Pioneers. He did catch a touchdown pass, but his running ability has allowed this team to milk some of the clock and also set up their passing game as well, too. 2 to the top, 1 to the bottom, tight end to the bottom of the set as well, too. 1 back in the backfield now for Hawkins on the 2nd down and 10 play. And the handoff this time, big number 22. That's going to be Applegate, who gets it up to the 35-yard line. Luke is the guy. 52 carries, 275 yards, wearing the number 22, which last year belonged to Jake Van Cherry.
Watch again the offensive line doing a pretty good job of moving people along the line. Really good effort in there by tight end Connor Kemmerling.
5'9", 294, and a sophomore. And they call him a guy that's an 18-wheeler because he is just massive, but he's got good hands, likes fishing and skateboarding. Can you see him on a skateboard?
Not a good picture.
3rd down and 3 from the 36 for Hawkins and company. Quick pop underneath, pass is complete. And with the tackle, I think it's going to be enough for the first down as they go underneath. They send a man deep and a man underneath, and the underneath guy, Caden Konzak, makes the catch and just crosses the 39, and that will move the sticks for a first down.
A really good strategy by Zeb Schroeder and his staff here. You know, not trying to get big chunks, but trying to contain or maintain control of the football. They're able to extend this first down. Good drag pattern coming all the way across was Caden Konzak.
And they needed 3, and they got 3. 1st and 10 from the 39-yard line now. This time they go with 2-way wide to the top, 2 to the bottom, 1 back in the backfield now for Hawkins. On this first down play from the near hash, and it'll be Applegate again across the 40 up to around the 41-yard line. I would say comparing him to Van Cherry, he's a more patient runner because we mentioned that Jake will go into contact like you did in your playing days and sometimes in the press box as well too. And I remember his brother Jack too was also a great player here at Orange as well. Against Big Walnut, he had a great game, picking up 110 yards rushing. So they have a nice 1-2 punch. Van Cherry probably 70% of the time, and then Applegate about 30% of the time. Picked up 3 on first down. Hawkins trying to pick up a receiver. Deep downfield, throws it up, and pass incomplete at the 30-yard line. Step for step, great coverage on the play. So they were trying to get it down to Caden Konzak.
You know, that's not a completion on that play, Randy, but the bottom line is he put it where nobody was going to be able to get it but his receiver, which I think was a great idea.
So it'll be a third down play now. 3rd and 7 from the 42-yard line for Hawkins and company as Spencer peers to the sidelines to get the information from Zeb Schroeder, head coach and offensive coordinator. And again, they have the 3 sets of signs. Two are applicable. One is a dummy set. Fake the bubble, toss it downfield, incomplete, and nearly picked off on the play. Went through about 3 sets of hands. It'll be 4th down in a punting situation right now. As they bring the punting team on the field, we bring a special guest up into the press box here. We are joined by the commissioner of the OCC. As you take a look at that pass again, and just a little overthrown and then tipped and through the hands of Kylan Bird for the Warhawks at the 45-yard line.
Yeah, Randy, that's that tip drill that we talk about so many times, where you've got to try and be active and be aware of the ball coming out there.
Fenton on to punt, and again a rugby step, and we'll get it downfield and caught at the 15. Not a fair catch this time. The return up to the 19, maybe the 20. Return to 5. It'll be 1st and 10 from there. We are joined upstairs in the press box by not only Jeff Logan, but the commissioner of the OCC, the one and only, hold your applause, Dave Sakuti. And Dave, welcome.
Well, thank you, guys. It's always great to be with you, and I know we say it at the end, but we appreciate all you folks do with CW Columbus for our student athletes and all our schools.
It is 2019, but if we turn that calendar to 2020, I know there's big changes coming in the OCC, are there not?
There is. We're in our final cycle here this year, Randy, in terms of what we're going to do with our new alignment, which starts in fall of 2020. And I should say this, we don't like to change, but sometimes we're mandated because of enrollment fluctuations and so forth. So we'll start that new alignment in 2020. You'll see a different look in all the divisions.
Williamson on the carry that time gets it up for a gain of about 9 on the play. So we'll see some changes too. And I know we've seen some changes in college football, and that kind of has a domino effect with you guys, does it not?
Well, it sure does. And obviously everybody's a little concerned. There was a lot of chatter about Ohio State and their game tomorrow night. I don't think it's going to have a great impact. I guess my concern, Jeff, and you know this, the TV networks have gone to the conferences and said, look, we love this space on Friday night for programming. So they're going to get some games. Right now it's 6 in the Big Ten, 3 non-conference, 3 conference games. I think our concern is down the road, 5 years, 10 years, does it go to 6 to 60? That would be a concern that have an impact on what we have here at the high school level.
Well, I'm a big opponent to this, and whether we're playing in Chicago or wherever it is, I don't think it's a good idea. But at least Ohio State has come out with a stance at this point that it will not happen in the state of Ohio, and I hope we stand by that.
I agree with you, Jeff, and I think that would be the best thing. And obviously, we understand the business side of it as well. But our schools, you remember now, they got 5 home games. And they need that income from those 5 home games to make sure it happens with their budgets and so forth. So there's a lot of things. There's different layers to unpack. But I think most importantly, I don't think it's going to have a great impact, but I think it's something to monitor, and we will monitor it. We had some schools tonight. Of course, you picked up a real good one tonight with this game, but we had 3 other games as well on Thursday. We gave our schools the option to move. A lot of schools wanted to stay the same on Friday, just traditionally. And you know this, Jeff, the space for high school football has always been Friday night.
Exactly.
And I think it's been like that forever. But now we see a lot of games, especially in November. They change up. We got Tuesday, Wednesday games. So that's the concern. Is it going to change? Is it a good thing for high school football? I don't think so. I agree with you.
Yep.
And Williamson with carries on 3 of the last 4 plays, and the Warhawks moving the football here with just about half the second quarter gone. This time Healy with a nice spin move will pick up about 3 on the play. Fall championships in full swing right now for the OCC. Some good news there, sir?
Absolutely. We heard Tom Lanier, the principal of Westerville Central, mention he has a young man playing tomorrow. We have 4 teams from the Central District that are competing tomorrow over at Scarlet, Friday and Saturday. 2 of the girls' teams, New Albany and Upper Arlington, and Dublin Jerome and Olentangy Liberty on the boys' side. I know you had a chance to talk to the Dublin Jerome team the other night. They got a wonderful team. They'll be shooting for their ninth straight title, but their 9th title overall. So they got a lot on the line. They got a nice group of kids, but it's highly competitive on Friday and Saturday.
And when I talk to those kids about the opportunity to play in a state championship, one of the things that I talked to Jerome about was that they have become an elite program. Everybody wants to target them, and they had a responsibility because of the other kids that came before them. And it was an honor for me to be invited and go speak with those young men. I don't think I can beat any of those flat bellies, though. I mean, they're just too darn good.
You got that.
I don't care if they're 16 or 17 years old. They can flat play.
Williamson with a nice move. It'll juke move to get to the outside. Nearly broken. Will pick up 5 as the Warhawks moving here midway through the second quarter. It'll be 2nd down and 5. Watch this move inside. Nothing there. Then it'll step outside and then further outside. Then cuts it back inside. And the penetration finally there to knock him down in the person of Colin McNay. So it'll be 2nd down and 5 now with 5:09 left to go. And one more question for the commissioner before we let him go. I'm going to ask him about competitive balance and if that factors into the equation for the OCC. Holtzclaw with time, guns downfield, far side, throws it up for grabs. Pass, is it caught? Oh, what a tip drill. The pass is caught for the touchdown.
Wow.
There's another Ramos Roofing touchdown caught by Luke Swaney for the score, and now it's 7-6.
I don't know if you can defend it any better than that, and that is the number 1 quarterback in the Central District, Judith Holtzclaw. Watch him throw this thing, gets it into the corner, and this is high pointing the football, concentrating, no question about it. Catch is good. Joey Giuagenti back there thought he might have the play, and that is just an outstanding athletic play. Very
and a bad
impressive.
snap. The chance to tie is going to be negated on the bad snap that trickled back. And the try for the extra point is no good. And Dave Sakuti, it's been a pleasure. We were talking about competitive balance. Something that does impact the OCC, yes or no?
Absolutely, and I think the High School Association has done a wonderful job with their formula, but more importantly, right now we're in one that has a flavor of geographical location. This new one in 2020, you'll see a little bit more of a highly competitive balance in terms of some of the schools.
Dave Sakuti, our guest. Dave, thanks for your time.
Thank you, David.
Guys. Appreciate everything you do.
7-6, the tally. Will take a break on the CW Columbus. Tomorrow night, the Ohio State Buckeyes travel to Evanston, Illinois to take on the Northwestern Wildcats for a preview and in-depth analysis. Don't miss the best pregame show around, The Football Fever. Friday at 7 p.m. on ABC6. Check it out. Nice scoring drive there. 9 plays, some 80 yards, under 3 minutes. The bad news was the bad snap and the fail to tie this contest at 7. And now the Pioneers will get it back, and the return's going to start from the 4, or will it? Scooped up on a hop, if you will, across the 10. It always changes the timing, and it's done it again. Caden Konzak down the sidelines, 50, 45, trying to maneuver, needs a block, and he's not going to get it, but he stepped out of bounds at the 40-yard line. But, Jeff, I don't know what it is. When you bobble the ball for a second and you get the gift so many times, you break a big one, and that happened that time for Caden Konzak.
You wouldn't want to do it on purpose because of the risk, but Randy, you are absolutely right. Everybody forgets about the lane they're supposed to be in, and they start converging on the football, and that's what creates a seam for the return team to be able to come up with a big play. They have flipped the field. They've got it on the short side of the 50.
55 yards on the return. 1st and 10 from the 40 now. The Warhawks as they try to answer the tally by Westerville Central with just under 5 left to go in the first half. That's Fenton in motion. Set up the bubble screen. It's complete inside the 40, 35, and down to the 31-yard line is where Zane Laddick gets knocked down, so he picks up just about 10 on the play. Now let's go back to the extra point. Jeff, they were trying to tie it, but the snap just dribbled back.
See, they're low all the way. That is not anybody's fault in the back. They got to get the ball back to the holder.
And Swaney.
Randy, they were 30 out of 33 so far this year in extra points made. Hadn't been perfect, but that was a bad snap.
Pump fake from Hawkins, but nobody there. 2 receivers stay next to each other. Something was busted there on the routes run by the receivers because, Jeff, we had 2 guys standing next to each other and didn't go downfield. One receiver finally did break after the punt fake, but now it'll be another down that goes wasted for the Pioneers with 4:03 left to go. It'll be third down, and actually they go out of bounds at the 34-yard line. It'll be third down, just about 4 from there.
Well, you may have seen Spencer Hawkins kind of set his shoulders there, trying to freeze the corner, trying to get the out and up there on the coverage. Didn't bite on it, and that's why we ended up with a couple of receivers standing out there beside one another.
3 wide to the bottom. Quarterback draw this time for Hawkins. Not this time. Brought down. They were waiting for him right at the 35-yard line. Great penetration. 2 guys came shooting through for the Warhawks. One of them was Braden Murray. The other was Braden Weimer. So the Bradens get together, spelled differently, by the way, and make the hit.
Again, this looks like this is a quarterback run all the way. They didn't fool anybody up the middle.
Did you see Murray just gave a shot to the lineman, like, get out of my way, I have business here.
Yeah, and I don't want to take you on either. And that was Braden Weimer coming right up the middle. 7 quarterback sacks coming into the game and 7 tackles for a loss. I think that'll go statistically as a tackle for a loss.
So it looked promising as a first and 10 from the 40, now yields a 4th down and a long 5, and a whistle and a timeout going to be taken on the field.
Timeout. Orange, their first in the half.
So the timeout taken by Orange, that is their first in the first half. They have 2 remaining. Parents, families, Papa John's, and the CW Columbus want to share your high school football photos. Go to CWColumbus.com, upload your pics to the Papa John's fan channel, and look for them on TV during next week's Honda Thursday Night Lights. One of your photos may be the Papa John's fan photo of the week. And by the way, here is a Papa John's fan photo of the week, uploaded by Markeith McCary, who was taken last week's game. Thursday Night Lights had a contest between Independence at Marion Franklin. Looks like some up-and-coming Red Devils right there. What do you think, huh? Upload your high school football game photos from any game this week to the Papa John's fan channel at CWColumbus.com. All right, 4th down. They burned a timeout. I assume they're still going to kick it, right?
I would think so, Randy. That was nothing but trying to get the other team to encroach, to jump off sides, and weren't able to do it. Now go ahead and kick it here. Jack Fenton back to do the kicking.
Standing at the Warhawk 47-yard line. Not a bad time for a fake. And to throw it. What do you think? Or to run it, and now to punt it, rugby style at the last minute. And look at this. Can they kill it? Oh, they cannot. They tried to kill it inside the 5-yard line. Boy, Fenton milked that for as long as he possibly could. Didn't see the opening. It was kind of like a triple option. I might run it, I might throw it, I might punt it. And he opted for the last one. It'll be a touchback. We'll bring the ball out to the 20-yard line. That was exciting. A lot more fun than 4th downs normally are. Well, it's the Electrical Trade Center Fan Cam. Energize your career today by becoming an electrical apprentice with the Electrical Trade Center. For more information, I'll give you the number twice. It's 614-463-5282. That's 463-5282. 1st and 10 Warhawks now from the 20-yard line, down by 1 tally in this contest, and they'll keep it on the ground on the first down play. Nice little move up the middle. Acceleration in the burst right at the point of attack that time by Williamson. He found that gap, Jeff, around the 21. We talk about accelerating and the contact, and Miles did it that time.
Yeah, Miles Williamson, it's just a solid football player. Can play that wide receiver position, plays the tailback, and this time he just gets himself going north and south. Very impressive.
Holtzclaw with a quick toss. The far side, the pass is complete and brought down on the play along the far side is Swaney. As he tried to extend the ball, he lost the handle, but he's got enough for the first down out across the 45-yard line.
They're in a hurry. They're getting right up to the line of scrimmage. They're going to just go, go, go. And you can see the ball came loose at the end, but it was a reception, first down.
From the 47-yard line. Williamson time again. Gets by 2 tacklers and goes out of bounds near the sticks. He is so elusive. He's got that quick scat move to the side, Jeff. You normally think of a guy going north and south is going to stay that way, but he's got the ability to stop on a dime and go east and west.
Watch this jump cut here. Whoop! Gone.
There we go.
See ya. This is shaking that sugar sweet as Dixie Crystal out there, man. Making it go.
Oh, please.
That is an outstanding move.
Had to wait 8 weeks to get a whoop. 2nd and 1. Williamson again. Look at the burst again. And the contact was at the 43, but he pushed the pile, or the defender in this case, all the way down to the 41-yard line and has the first down. 1st and 10 from there. Clock reads 2:37 left to go unofficially. Each team with 2 timeouts remaining here in the first half. So the Warhawks can milk this thing.
Miles looking for a blow, going over to get a quick rest and some water. Zeke Healy will check into the backfield.
Remember, Central won the toss and deferred, so they'll get the ball to start the second half as well. Holtzclaw wants to go across the middle, has his man, and he dropped the ball at the 22-yard line. Wide open on the play, and losing the handle was Jace Jarvis. Jarvis has 13 catches for 227 yards. He's a slot guy who can also play at tight end and remembered everything but the football.
Yeah, he can't deliver it much better than this. An interesting throwing motion by quarterback Judah Holzclaw. He pushes the ball, kind of throws it with that shoulder over top. Really interesting the way that he delivers the football. Been high a lot this game. That time he was right on target.
Second down. Healy's got it, and he will grind his way down to the 35-yard line. It'll be third down from there. Third down and a long 3.5, and we'll approach 2 minutes left to go here in the first half. Holzclaw actually makes himself shorter with that throwing motion, doesn't he?
He really does, Randy, but again, mechanics is something that develops over time, and he's just a junior.
And Healy pushes the pile near the sticks and may have the first down. Had to get it just inside the 32, and he's got it down to the 31 and has the first down. That'll stop the clock while they move the chains. A couple of substitutions now checking in now as they go with the smaller lineup. They take the beef out defensively up front for the Pioneers and go with the quicker D, if you will, from inside the 31. And Williamson's got it off the right side and gets it down to around the 26, maybe the 25, where his acrobatics end.
See how quickly he hits the line, Randy? I mean, just the acceleration going through. If he gets into the second level on you, it is all over.
We talk about being fearless as a running back, and he has got that quality. Looking long downfield, far side, up for grabs. This is the touchdown play they had before. Now Sweeney doesn't come down with it inbounds. He does not. He's trying to say, hey, look, I got the ball, and Luke Sweeney trying to plead his case, but to no avail.
What a great target he is at 6'4". Sweeney and Holzclaw, good friends, both juniors. Watch this, total concentration, and wouldn't probably have been a catch either way, but out of bounds, no question about it. But how about the athleticism of Luke Sweeney going up to high point that football?
Third down. See if they keep it on the ground this time. 4 down territory. They do. Williamson has the gap, but then brought down inside the 23. He thought he had a hole, but man, that closed down in a hurry. So now big play for Central. They got a 4th down forthcoming with just over a minute left to go.
Got 2 timeouts remaining for each of the 2 teams is what we've got.
4th and 1. And they'll get the first down and then some. Inside the 16 to the 15, and Williamson down there as he gets inside the 15-yard line before he's knocked down by Josh Lazier. So first down now for the Warhawks from the 15-yard line. Again, sitting on 2 timeouts with 53 seconds and now ticking again as they've moved the chains. And again, they look to the sidelines.
Olentangy Orange trying to substitute a couple of players, trying to keep them fresh on the defensive line.
Got to think this is going to be a pass play here. Holzclaw back, pumps, looks, rolls, has time. Going to see if he can get to the sidelines. He cannot. Dragged down by Hill at the 11. They're going to have to take a timeout now. With 28 seconds left to go, 27, 26, 25.
Timeout.
Burn a timeout.
Westerville Central, their second of the half.
All right, they have 1 remaining, and confirmed by Rob Bachman. So think about what they might be calling now, Jeff, as we remind everybody to stick around for the halftime show. It's the Thursday Night Lights halftime show, to be exact. We'll recognize our 2 Lifeline of Ohio Scholar Athletes of the Week. Meet the marching band directors from both schools and the Music Go Round Marching Band Sound, and review the first half stats and highlights. All right, you take the timeout. Got a second down in just about 6. What are you thinking of right now if you're Brent Morrison and company?
Well, they got plenty of time. They don't need to panic down there. And Randy, you talked about at the beginning of this drive, the fact that the Warhawks get the ball to start the second half. This is a critically important drive as far as Orange is concerned. You know, if the Warhawks don't come up with something here, they'll get another chance right away. But if you're Orange, you got to really bow your neck here and understand that they're going to try and throw the ball to their taller receivers in the corners. That's what they want to do, is get one-on-one coverage, because you look at that secondary go across the back, you got 5'11", 5'11", 6 foot and 6 foot, and then you look at some of those receivers on the other side, specifically Luke Sweeney at 6'4". That is a pretty attractive target, and Jace Jarvis is a 6'3" guy.
Sweeney on an island at the top, second down and 6 from the 11-yard line. The winning moments of the first half.
Single coverage, top of your screen.
Going the other way, and it was an out pattern, I guess. I thought they were going to set up a bubble screen, but either way the pass was high and incomplete. It's third down now, and you can see time remaining in the first half for Westerville Central as they look to see if they can regain the lead. We mentioned too that Chase Giamarco does have a field goal on the season, and it was a difficult one, 47 yards.
Taking their time. We've got a play clock here at Olentangy Orange, so 16 seconds remaining on the play clock. The quarterback has great view of that number.
Down to 10. Hartley in motion, and we've got a flag on the play.
Looked like they had motion. Two guys moving
Dead
at
ball.
the same time.
Snap infraction. Offense, number 51. 5 yards. Third down.
Mason Toomey, the center, called for that. Has a birthday next Monday. A young man who likes science video games, and he says eating. That's what he said. And this is a guy, too, that all this experience and size, and he's really learned this offense so well, and he'll be back for another campaign next year. So now it's 3rd down and 11. It's Claw looking, guns into traffic. Oh, and it could have been picked off. That was thrown like it was a post pattern for an Orange player in the person of Jaden Ampadu. Ampadu was the guy that was closest to the football, and he comes up empty. Take a look at this.
Oh, this just perfect drop by the linebacker, and he's right there. Drop meaning that he dropped back in coverage, not that he dropped the football, but that's one that he absolutely would love to have. That was a drive killer right there.
Gianmarco for a 33-yard field goal attempt with 20 ticks left in the first half. Swaney to hold. Low snap, kick is up, plenty of leg, but I think it's going to drift left. It does. Again, it wasn't a bad snap, but it wasn't a great snap. It was low to the ground the entire time.
That's a momentum boost, though, for this Olentangy Orange football team. The Pioneers are going to get a lot of mo going into the locker room after this one. There's the snap. That was good enough, Randy. He just hooked this one. Missed it left by just a little bit. Plenty of leg. Pretty good effort. 14-play drive, Randy. They've had an 11 where they came up empty. They've now had a 14-play drive where they came up empty.
Attention Supernatural fans, brothers Sam and Dean Winchester will be moving to Saturdays this week and the next 2 weeks. Don't miss a new episode of Supernatural this Saturday at 8, only here on the CW Columbus, as Olentangy Orange will take a knee to end the first half. And a lot of excitement and one score for each team. The difference, the missed extra point. And here at the break, we stand at 7-6 in a contest that we knew would be exciting, and it's lived up to the pregame hype because both teams came in at 6-1 on the campaign, ranked 6th and 7th respectively as well too. When you look at Division I, Region 3, and again the top 8 make the playoffs. And remember, you control your own destiny if you're Olentangy Orange. Speaking of Orange, the head coach of the Pioneers is walking along the sidelines right now with Mike Todd, and Mike's going to try to run him down here in just a second and talk to him and get his thoughts. He has to be happy with what happened in the last minute to avoid that field goal attempt. Let's go down to Mike right now.
Seb, real shot in the arm for your defense there. Bend but didn't break and didn't give up any points.
Yeah, they're doing a heck of a job. There's so many threats on that opposing field over there. I credit our kids to just keep playing, right? Living in the moment, playing the next play. We got a long, second half ahead of us with, just keep doing it over. We got to score some points, so.
What else are you going to be looking at halftime in the message to your team?
Well, we got to capitalize. We've gotten a couple first downs, and we kind of shot ourselves in the foot because we got to score some points. And, I think we're kind of, letting some opportunities go that we got to really focus in and capitalize on it and start getting stops on third down and play the field position. We had a field position a couple times and let them get a couple first downs. Next thing you know, the field is flipped. So it's a really good team, really talented team, but I'm excited for our kids in the second half, though.
All right, Coach, thanks a lot. Good luck in the second half. Guys, back to you.
Mike, thank you very much. Stick around. Coming up after the break, it's the Thursday Night Lights halftime show. What a contest we have in week number 8. The difference, 1 point. Orange on top of Westerville Central 7-6. We'll take a break on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, right here on the CW Columbus.
Welcome to the halftime show on Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus. Pioneers lead the Warhawks by a score of 7-6. It's time for us to recognize our Lifeline of Ohio Scholar Athletes of the Week.
Lifeline of Ohio is proud to recognize Central Ohio's scholar athletes. Jay Shella Chompong is a varsity runner in track and field at Olentangy Orange High School. He's state champion in long jump, indoor track state runner-up in triple jump, and a New Balance Emerging Elite national champion. Jay Shell is a member of the Business Club and vice president of the Black Empowerment Club. He's also a member of the National Honor Society and serves as a pianist at his church. Jay Shell has a 4.1 GPA. Darius Madison is captain for the football team at Westerville Central High School. He's a 2-year varsity starter and was first-team All-OCC in 2018. Darius has been on the honor roll every year in high school and is a member of the National Honor Society. He received the Outstanding Citizen Award at the American Legion Buckeye Boys State Program. Darius has a 4.2 GPA. Congratulations to these outstanding Lifeline of Ohio Scholar athletes.
Big congratulations to our Lifeline of Ohio Scholar Athletes of the Week. Behind me, we have the Westerville Central Marching Band, and earlier tonight I was able to talk to their band director. It's all a part of the Music Go Round marching band sound. Happy to be joined by Doug Hildreth, the band director at Westerville Central High School. Doug, season's almost over as far as football goes, but what are some of the things that have happened as far as a band that you've been excited about so far?
We've had a great season. We performed at Ohio Stadium for the Buckeye Invitational. We were up in Massillon for the in Paul Brown Stadium to perform at their show, and we've just had a great season of cheering on the Warhawks for football games.
Now, I know there's been a couple of special honors for a couple of your students. Talk about that.
We had 2 students from the marching band get accepted to the Capitol Honors Band, and it's a really big honor for them. Jake Beauchamp is a baritone player who got accepted, and then Kevin Norby is a flute player that was accepted. So.
Well, that's got to be such an amazing feeling of pride for you, as well as the rest of the band. So where else are you going to be playing later on this season?
Well, after we finish football season, which hopefully goes deep into the playoffs, we have our Santa breakfast, the second Saturday of December, and then we are looking ahead, have performances, concerts in December, March, and May.
All right. Well, Doug Hildreth, band director at Westerville Central. Doug, thank you so much for joining us. Westerville Central Marching Band doing an amazing job of entertaining the fans here at Olentangy Orange. Coming up, we'll have more of the halftime show. You're watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus. Welcome back to the halftime show. Olentangy Orange leading Westerville Central by a score of 7-6 on Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus. Plenty of action in the first half and plenty of action across the country. Let's look at some highlights.
Here's Fleming once again, trying to get to the edge and upfield, and he will! Brandon Fleming, he's still on his feet, inbounds, diving to the pylon! Line view. Still in. Still in.
He's in.
Dancing down the sideline.
Defender been one, got a foot down. That's a lateral. That's too high. He's going to throw it. And that's nobody on this side of town. It's going to be a walk to Kimberly Road.
Impressed tonight in the showing. Ukamu flushing out right, throwing it back across the middle. Dangerous pass in and out of the Berkeley hands. Received by DJ Matthews. And another.
Clarity's got a man way downfield, but he overthrows him. That may get picked. It does get picked. An outstanding catch. Under 2 minutes to go. Wow, that's a great catch.
Snap. Low, falling out of Demoy Kennedy able to pick it up and now rolling up the near side to the 30. Will they catch him? Kennedy, 30, 20, 95 yards.
And a beautiful throw, put enough air under it, and a one-handed catch as he brought it in.
Gorilla on a boot all the way to the right, fires, and it's caught. Let's see what happened. It was deflected, and he caught it. Get the heck out of here. On his back.
Plenty of action from across the country as far as athletics goes, and we've got a little bit of action musically behind me as the Olentangy Orange Marching Band begins their halftime show. I was able to talk to the director of bands earlier this evening, part of the Music Go Round Marching Band sound. Happy to be joined by Dr. Ishba Cox. He is the director of bands at Olentangy Orange High School. Dr. Cox, what are some of the things you've been excited about this season with the Olentangy Orange Marching Band?
Oh man, always excited for 3 new shows. We're working on this week a boys band theme, so that'll be the last time we'll do this show, and then Guitar Hero for our third and final show. Really excited about our shows this year.
Okay, so I've got to ask, since I'm a guy who loves playing guitar, What songs can we expect with this Guitar Hero themed show?
Aerosmith will definitely be one. And then we're going to do Cult of Personality and Living Color.
Living Color, Vernon Reid. I love that. Now, you guys did something really special today down at Nationwide Children's Hospital. What's that story?
We had the opportunity to perform for the staff and families at Children's Hospital today. So we paraded into the lawn and did a lot of our pregame music and some of our halftime music. And it's a blessing to be able to give back in that way, serve through music.
What's it been like, the band this week, knowing that they're going to be on television? What's the feeling been like knowing that Olentangy Orange is going to be on Thursday Night Lights?
Well, we're fired up about it. Not only to perform, to support our team, Coach Schroeder and his staff. It's just great to be a part of the Orange community. And we're just fired up and ready to go Thursday night.
Dr. Ishbak Cox, he is the director of bands at Olentangy Orange High School. Dr. Cox, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Well, once again, a big thank you to Dr. Cox and the Olentangy Orange Marching Band. They have been nothing but gracious hosts and putting on an amazing show for halftime here on Thursday Night Lights. Coming up, we'll have stats and highlights from the first half. You're watching the halftime show on Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus.
Back once again at Pioneer Field. We're at halftime, week number 8, and right now Olentangy Orange on top of Westerville Central 7-6. Glad to have you aboard in the press box here at Pioneer Field. Randy Reinhardt alongside Jeff Logan. Jeff, I almost feel like we saw 4 different teams of the 2 on the field here in the first half because Westerville Central found new offensive life in that second quarter.
Yeah, total domination, I think, though not on the scoreboard, by Orange early in this football game. And, Westerville Central able to drive the ball 2 long drives, an 11-play drive, no points, a 14-play drive, no points. They're going to get the ball to start the second half.
Take a look at some of the highlights from the first half of this contest. Plenty of excitement in this one, and early on, Spencer Hawkins looking long downfield for Caden Konzak, and he makes the catch, a huge gainer there for the Pioneers.
Yeah, and this sets up the opportunity for the touchdown. And this is just a really good throw by Spencer Hawkins. Van Cherry in the corner of the end zone, out of the backfield.
Now Westerville Central would move the football as well, too, as we mentioned, especially in the second quarter. Miles Williamson is a guy that moved back in the backfield because of the injury to Ricky Hyatt, and he was admirable in the first half.
Yeah, he was really solid. A couple jump cuts in there that he was pretty good on. And then here's the big quarterback getting pressure. Throws the ball, and look at the coverage right here. This is just incredible. A lot of blue jerseys down there, able to make the stop.
That was a 4th down stop. We saw a few of those here in the first half. And again, a slant pattern, the pass falls incomplete. But there were some connections in this game, too. And this one was pretty incredible in the second quarter.
Here's your touchdown score, and watch the concentration being made here. And Sweeney goes up and is able to bring the ball down and gives you a little bit of, how about that?
With that being said, they missed the extra point, so 7-6 the tally in this one. Westerville Central, look at the numbers of total offense that you see up there in rushing and passing. At one time in the first 2 possessions, they had only 22 yards in net offense. On the last 3 possessions, 208 yards of offense.
Well, we talked about how really good this Westerville Central defense is. Look at the numbers. Only 34 rush yards, 70 pass yards. They were giving up 104 yards a game. They gave up 104 in the first half. I don't know that they'll keep them to 0 to keep that number there, but that is a really good defense by Westerville Central. Of note, real quick, 6 penalties on Westerville Central. They were killers for them in the first half.
Technically no turnovers, but I would count some of those as turnovers for the Warhawks. The way they played so well, except for the miscues when it came to getting the flag in the first half. Should be a fun second half. It's down to 1 point. Will the kicking game be the difference in the second half?
Played very well. And special teams, always in championship kind of formats, becomes very important.
Both teams 6-1. Stick around. Week number 8 is a dandy. We'll find out what happens in mere moments. Westerville Central, Olentangy Orange. The kickoff when you come back to Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College in one place here on the CW Columbus. 7-6, Olentangy Orange on top of Westerville Central. Back down to the sidelines we go, and Mike Todd. Michael.
All right, thanks a lot, Randy. Coach, kind of what you expect from 2 great teams in that first half. What was the message to your team at halftime?
We just told them it's going to be a battle the rest of the game, and we just got to outscore them. They've made a couple plays in special teams that we haven't. Offensively, I think we caught a little rhythm, and we just got to keep capitalizing on that. Defense is playing great, and we're ready for a second half.
All right, Coach, appreciate your time. Good luck second half, guys. Back to you.
Thank you, Mike. And there's a guy that knows a lot about adversity, too, when you talk about Brent Morrison. This is a guy that had surgery back in March for Crohn's disease and had a large portion of his intestines removed. The D coordinator, Michael Banning, and all the seniors stepped up to lead the team in the offseason. Then his incisions popped out this summer, and Coach Banning and the seniors again led the program. Brent Morrison says, I wouldn't miss this team for the world. And here he is, the second-year head coach, back and looking healthy and ready to lead his team to the playoffs again. They made it in 11, 13, 14, and 15. And really good numbers, too, when you look at Olentangy Orange and what they've done in recent years, making it to the playoffs in recent years. And this is a team that's been led so admirably by Zeb Schroeder, and he's done a great job, the guy that just turned 41 on October the 2nd. He had playoff bursts 3 consecutive years, 16, 17, and 18, and lost in the first round. And each of those by a total of 7 points, Jeff, in the last 3 years in the playoffs. But the team that has 22 wins over the last 3 years coming into this season. So with that being said, just about ready for the start of the second half of this contest. And as we await the kickoff, we'll remind you of the following information. If you are not starting your morning with Good Day Columbus, what are you waiting on? Get your personal wake-up call tomorrow morning from Jessica, Kurt, Buck, and Katie. Starting at 6 a.m. on ABC6. I do it. You should too. Jeff, what are you watching for early here in the second half?
Well, I want to see if they come out with the rhythm that this guy was talking about with Mike Todd, Brent Morrison, the head football coach, that they showed there in the second quarter. They got a little bit of momentum going on offense. What really I think is disappointing for them is that they weren't able to capitalize on those 2 long drives. They possessed the ball for 11 plays. They possessed it for 14. And Randy, just a few mistakes in there ended up being the devil for them, not being able to get points on the board.
As we mentioned, too, these teams have split the last 4 matchups, and for Olentangy Orange, they're playing out without tonight tight end Nate Miller with a lower body injury, and then also linebacker Eli Payne. And we mentioned for Westerville Central, they are missing their big running back in this contest, Ricky Hyde, who came into this contest with 102 carries, good for 619 yards. So he is out of action for this contest tonight. But Miles Williamson, I thought, did a tremendous job. We saw the burst he had running the football. We'll see if that continues in the second half. It's time now for the Dr. Pepper kickoff. Dr. Pepper, the official drink of Fansville.
You know, as these teams look to the last couple weeks of the season, Randy, it doesn't get any easier for them. They have got the opportunity. If you look at the Pioneers, they've got to play Liberty. They'll have them here next week, and then they play at Westerville South. And on the other side, the Warhawks have Westerville South, and then they will finish up at Olentangy.
Barry with the bouncing boot that goes into the end zone for a touchback. We'll bring it out to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Warhawks will start on offense here in the second half. Both teams 6-1 on the campaign, and for Westerville Central, they are 1-1 in the OCC Buckeye. On the other side, Orange is 2-0 in the Buckeye. And when you peruse the standings in the OCC Buckeye, Liberty and Orange are both 2-0, and then Westerville Central and Olentangy at 1-1. You see the numbers on Judah Holtzclaw in the first half, 76 yards, that 1 touchdown going to Swaney. He's got trips to the bottom on this first down play, and they'll keep it on the ground, and a surge up to around the 22-yard line as Hill and company say that's about as far as you're going to go on the game that time. So they'll pick up a couple, 2nd down and 8. Miles Williamson goes 5'10", 170, and a senior, and came into this contest with 26 carries, good for 134 yards. Great crowd here tonight. It is a pink out contest to promote breast cancer awareness and the work done to battle that disease here. So you see a lot of pink here in the stands tonight as Williamson tried to break it outside. Jeff, there was nothing there. There was containment, and got what he could for a gain of a couple more. It'll be 3rd down and 6.
Well, 2 of the real active guys on the defense, Cardan Mutai, number 51, comes up initially to make the play. And watch Zach Hill, 44, the linebacker. That is flowing to the football, people. That is getting to where you need to be, and it brings up a 3rd and long.
Talking to Coach Schroeder, he said, you almost have to slow down Zach because he reacts so fast. Big play here. Holtzclaw looks on the out pattern. Pass is caught and dropped at the 35-yard line. And Swaney with little hitch in his giddy up there along the far sideline. So it's a punting situation now.
Take a look. It looked from my view that this was a very catchable football. Oh my goodness. Can't do any better than that. And I think that is more of pain of frustration than it is body pain.
Chase Gianmarco standing back at his 10-yard line to get the boot off, and he does so. A line drive affair. He's going to head out of bounds and went out too early as far as he's concerned. So it'll be excellent field position for Orange to start their first drive here of the second half. Orange, a team that averages about 330 yards offense per contest, and they have just one loss on the campaign. That came in week 3 to Pickerington North. Big game next week. Should be a lot of fun in the OCC. Worthington Kilbourne and Hilliard Bradley. Kilbourne with a new head coach, Coach Edwards, and Coach Laparo and the company trying to make it a sweet ending to the season. We'll be over at Bradley High School for that one in week number 9. And week number 10, what a game to Sales and Hartley. It's Van Cherry on a first down play, and look at the cut outside. He's got 10, and he's got the first down before he exits stage left. So pick up about a dozen and move the sticks for the Pioneers.
Well, good blocking up front, obviously, but look at the great vision of Van Cherry as he's able to find where the pressure's coming, jump cut here, able to break outside, just enough of a block by the wide receiver, Caden Konchak, out there to be able to make the play. That was excellent.
And what do we tell you once again about Jake? The more he plays, the more contact he gets, the better he seems to run. 1st and 10 from just about the 43 of the Warhawks.
Look at this, unbalanced now.
Yep, near side. And the handoff goes to Van Cherry, and he's got it inside the 40, down to around the 38-yard line. Well, you can throw the stat out about Westerville Central giving up only 9 yards rushing per contest, because we've seen the ability of this Pioneer team to run the football effectively against the Warhawks.
Yeah, and as their competition gets better, as they get into their OCC battles, it's going to become tougher for them. But they've been relying on negative plays, and that's one of the things they're not getting tonight against Olentangy Orange. Orange isn't making negative plays.
Excellent point. 2nd out and 5. Van Cherry left side. Nice sidestep. Then just goes into the scrum, gets what he can, and gets pushed back from the 36 to the 37-yard line. So we'll see what happens. This is an Olentangy Orange team. We mentioned who they lost to, and that was Pickerington North in week number 3 for Westerville Central. Their lone loss was a couple of weeks ago to Liberty, 17-7, in a game where they held Liberty to 35 carries and just 8 yards, outgained them 2-1. And lost, and that could be the scenario in this contest too, because they've outgained the Pioneers before this drive, yet they're down by 1 on the scoreboard at 7-6. 3rd down, they need 4 more. Hawkins dumps it underneath, and that's Fenton, and that's nowhere. Great pursuit to the football and coverage on the play for the Warhawks by big number 34 coming through to make the hit, and that is the linebacker Zeke Healy.
Healy's our number 1 tackler, and he did a great job of reading this screen. Good setup. This is about the only time they get the ball to Jack Fenton. He's got 4 receptions on the year and no rushes.
No love for the fullback, huh?
Yeah, no love at all. And I asked Coach before the game, I said, are you going to give the ball to 21? I mean, let the kid run the ball. He says, we get it to him in other ways.
2 things that happen in high school football. The fullback doesn't run it, and the other thing is they never throw it to the tight end. Look at this hop. Will it trickle into the end zone? It does. We'll have a touchback. We'll bring it out early in the second half. 8:58 left to go. The margin still won 7-6 in favor of Orange, and this is Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College here on the CW Columbus. Westerville Central will have the ball 1st and 10 now from the 20-yard line, down by 1. With 3 wide to the bottom, the set 1 to the top. Williamson in the backfield to the left of Judah Holtzclaw. And he gets the handoff and tries to skate outside, and he cannot. Brought down for loss on the play. Nice penetration that time by Luke Houston. You mentioned it, and he is a guy that is a legacy with the brothers that he's had play with Orange in the past. And look at him knife through, Jeff.
Well, you got to be really good to play at this level at Orange as a sophomore, and especially at that linebacker spot. And Luke Houston did a good job of reading and running through the opening to get the negative play.
Brothers Jack and Tyler, great players for the Pioneers as well too. Holtzclaw has all day to throw, has a man open, and diving catch. It's made at the 30-yard line. Great job to corral that football by Hartley, and Hartley's got it up near the sticks at the 30-yard line. If the ball touches the 30, it's enough, and indeed, that's a first down for the Warhawks.
Well, Judah Holtzclaw hasn't made it easy on Stephen Hartley. He's had a lot of those crossing routes. None of them have been really easy to catch, and that time he goes up and snags the ball for a big first down.
Dumps it out to the near side, and that time, great coverage on the plays. Hartley made the catch, but waiting for him was McNay, and McNay hit him down before he even got to the 30-yard line. He'll lose a yard on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 11 as Colin, the big Sam linebacker who likes Marvel movies and English and has the speed to cover and tackle the jet sweep and the bubble. And you could see him getting the flat that time rapidly and caused it to be a -1 play. 2nd down and 11. Williamson pushes his blocker and pushes the pile and pushes for the chains, and he's got the first down. Churning, the legs never stop moving. Picks up about 13 on the play and has a first down.
What a terrific run that time again by Miles Williamson. And this is a young man that hits the hole quickly, and look how he gets north and south. He gets a lineman out of his way. Pulling on the play was one of the guards and got right up front, and he just moved him out. That was a great effort.
Quick pop, far side, pass is complete. Swaney's got it. He looks to be healthy now. And to the sidelines he goes. And is there a flag on the play? Yep. We'll sort this out.
Ineligible, maybe downfield. We'll
Rob
see.
Bachman.
Ineligible receiver downfield. Offense, number 70. 5-yard penalty, first down.
It's kind of hard to do because it was a quick pass.
You better be quick. And Will Jados, who was at tackle, 6'7", 285. It's going to take a while to get him downfield now.
His brother Drew graduated this past year. I think his dad is the principal at Big Walnut. We've got a shoe that's being tied on the field right now by one of the linemen for Westerville Central.
It's a big offensive line. We talked about it earlier. There are colleges in Division I level that do not have the size that they've got in this offensive line.
285, 275, 290, 330, and 300 pounds. First down and 15 from back at the 38 for Holtzclaw. Downfield has his man. I'll tell you what, they can thread the needle sometimes to the short side of the field, can't they?
They got a good combination there between number 8 Luke Swaney and quarterback Judah Holtzclaw, Randy.
Swaney, the young man who likes sociology, has a birthday in a week. Again, finds the opening down the sidelines and has the first down to the 46. And Williamson's got the handoff and cuts and slices and dices all the way down to the 35. Picks up another 10, maybe 11, and has another Central first down. Again, this team offensively, I know it sounds crazy, but it's like they're still trying to find their identity. I know with Hyatt gone, it makes a difference. First 4 games, they were big play. Last 3 games, they've been ball control, Jeff. And it's Williamson again, and there's Hankies before the play started, though.
Yeah, they were trying to go fast, and the receivers down at the bottom of the field
Dead
weren't
ball.
set.
Encroachment, offense, number 2. 5-yard penalty, first down.
Well, that's a matter of just lining up in the neutral zone there. Yep. You're getting up to the line so fast, but you're trying to get set, and you're not looking down the line. You find out you're actually in the neutral space, and it's like bowling. Once you go by and that buzzer goes off, you can't go back.
Watch these receivers here. They'll look and they'll communicate with the line judge there to say, am I okay?
Bird, one of the 3 receivers to the bottom, looking on a quick pop. Pass is complete inside the 25, down to the 20-yard line, and making the catch that time is Jace Jarvis. Jarvis has the catch, and Jarvis has the first down. He got away from the pile. He was trying to keep the play alive. They said, no, we blew it dead.
Boy, good view right here, right from the end zone camera, sitting down in the zone. A lot of defenders around him, and again, a little bit of an awkward throwing motion from Judah Holtzclaw coming over that big 6'6" frame.
Gain of 19 and nothing on that play. They try to turn the corner, and the first guy that came through was also saying the ball is free on the play, but we'll wait and see. We didn't get the call from the officials as that was the case.
I think they called it down.
Yep, as that contact was initiated by Evan Leist. Leist came through to make the hit, the outside linebacker.
Let's watch here on the replay, see if this ball does come loose before the knee goes down. Very hard to tell there. It did not look like the runner was down, but there could have been a whistle to have stopped the play.
2nd and 11. Holtzclaw looking downfield. Ooh, overthrows it. That's probably a good move as there was double coverage near side and far side on the play. So he intended to get the ball to Bird.
See again. See if this ball comes loose. Not down, not down, not down. Ball's loose. The only thing that would have saved him there would have been the whistle.
So it'll be 3rd down and 11 from the 21-yard line. Jeff, is this 4-down territory, or do you contemplate a field goal here?
I think they've proven already, Randy, that they like to go for it down here, and it all depends on what happens. If they're able to get some good yardage, there's going to be a timeout, it looks like. Maybe it's a equipment issue or a clock issue. Now we're ready. Play number 10 of this drive, Randy. They have fashioned some long drives tonight.
4 wide out set, but still only 6 points. But we've got a quick pop across the middle. I heard whistles down there, but it was from the fans, and the pass is picked off, intercepted on the play by Orange up across the 15 to the 20 to the 21-yard line. Picked off by Josh Laser. Laser coming up from the secondary, and Laser makes the pick. The 5'11", 170-pound junior who is committed to Wright State to play baseball as a pitcher makes the big play at the goal line.
Boy, he was spying right into the eyes of the quarterback, Judah Holtzclaw. Watch him break on the ball right here. Look at the number of blue jerseys down there. That was a dangerous pass over the middle, trying to knife it in here. And how about the play by Josh Lazier?
Comes up with a pick, and 1st and 10 now for the Pioneers at the 21. His dad played basketball at Otterbein, and yes, I covered him too.
That's first turnover of this football game.
Fenton in motion, try it to the top, going that way for the bubble, and just overthrows it. And probably a good thing that he did, because there was plenty of coverage to the far side of the field as Zane Laddick was the closest guy to the football. Great pursuit by that defense up front by Westerville Central too, to cause the pressure as well too, in the likes of Weimer and Murray and Darius Madison, which is another guy. I was trying to remember. I said, David Madison related? Yes. His dad played at Mifflin, and you and I covered him a few years ago. So you're getting older, Jeff.
I feel like it.
Going to try to change tight ends at the last minute here. They have 2 offensive linemen that they've given numbers in the 80s to fill in for Miller, who's the injured tight end. Van Cherry gets the handoff. Will try to turn the corner and has some room, and will take the ball across the 30, and needed to get to the 31 to get the first down, and he may have it. Slow developing play, but great blocking as they pull that time and take it around the left side.
This is a very frustrating play for a running back, because it does take so long to develop, but really the blocks on the perimeter, really good job by the receivers downfield, not getting any holding calls down there, and what a nice run by Jake Van Cherry.
Great job with the block by Fenton, the wingback slash fullback. I never get the ball on the outside, so it's a gain of 11 to the 31-yard line, just past that.
I think we got another clock issue that they're going to try and get fixed here.
With 5:27 on the clock right now, let's see if they readjust that. So first down for Olentangy Orange. You know, we have this ebb and flow in this game, and you look at things, and the difference, Jeff, just that one missed extra point in this contest, and for all the times that Central has driven the ball down the field, you'd think they would have more than 6 points on the board right now. So 1st and 10 from the 31-yard line. Reset to 5:38, and now we'll crank the clock again. And they get the trips to the bottom of the formation. Haven't heard much from Sam Wine since early in this contest. On the out pattern, pass overthrown that time with those 3 receivers to one side. It was Konzak breaking to the outside. Wine was open across the middle. The pass falls incomplete.
Certainly feel like they're more effective being able to roll the quarterback out there, Randy, on pass plays.
At the start of the 4th quarter, we'll go back down to the sidelines where Mike Todd will be interviewing the principal of Olentangy Orange High School, Tron Smith. That and more coming up as we get ready for the 4th stanza. Still lots of life left in quarter number 3 with 5:24 on the clock, and a 2nd down and 10 now for the Pioneers near the 32-yard line. Van Cherry has the mirror of the play they did to the left. They tried to the right, and then with help from teammates pushing him from the 39 up near the 42, he's close to the sticks and has another first down. And it's time again for the Aspen Dental Smile Cam. Aspen Dental has offices in Hilliard, Delaware, Pickerington, and several other Central Ohio locations. Schedule a new patient appointment at aspendental.com. Aspen Dental, simply easier. And again, there's another near leader. Again, Pioneer cheerleader, shortened to near leader. 1st and 10 from the 42. Hawkins to Van Cherry. Cuts it inside this time. Jeff, have they found something between the tackles on that play?
Well, I think they feel like they've got them going downhill at this point. This is a little bit of their own medicine going right back at them, trying to run downhill, and Olentangy Orange feels very positive about the fact that they can move the ball. Look across the way at the head coach Brent Morrison for the Warhawks. Got his hands full. This team has run the ball. His team has run the ball up and down the field, Randy, but cannot get the ball in the end zone.
Fenton checks back in on his 2nd down and 7 from the 45. Toss that hanky, sir. Thank you. From the far side, we have the flag tossed, and we have a encroachment going to be called on the defense.
Dead ball, encroachment, defense, number 72, 5 yards, first down.
Saw our line judge reaching for the flag and missed it on the first attempt, kind of whiffed and reached in and was able to pull the flag out.
Well, what a difference 2nd and 2 versus 2nd and 7, Randy. Really good situation. This really opens up the playbook wide open. Don't be surprised to see him do a little given or a little up and out here. See if they can get the ball up the field.
Van Cherry turns the corner. Look out. 50, 45, and down near the 41-yard line before he bounces out of bounds. But that's enough for another Pioneer first down. So the Pioneers now with a surge across midfield and milking that clock up by just 1 point. So a score vital for Olentangy Orange to widen that cushion right now. And you can see what Jake has done so far in this contest. And it's been, at times, a quiet 80 yards, too. 1st and 10 from just inside the 42, near the 41. I don't think I could concentrate enough to get all the signals they get from the sidelines nowadays. It's amazing.
It's amazing, isn't it?
Kids are a lot smarter than we were. H-back to the top. High snap for Hawkins, but rolls to the right. And looks and guns and just throws it away. Seen a lot of that from both of these quarterbacks, Jeff. If the play's not there, they don't want to risk it too many times. They'll just toss it into the sidelines.
Yeah, if you look at Ohio State's football development this year with Justin Fields, one of the things that they were a little bit critical of Justin was that he was holding the football on too many occasions early in the season, and I think he has learned that process as well. And I think that's part of the learning process that quarterbacks go through. You know, both of these guys first-year starters for both of the football teams, and so this is a learning process. Here we go, heavy set again to the right side. Should be a running play coming at us.
Unbalanced line. Van Cherry will take advantage of that, or try to at least, and get to the 40-yard line. I'll tell you what, great reaction by that defense up front by Westerville Central. Everybody was kind of flowing to the near side, and when they saw him cut it back inside, you could see the guys and the bodies all just like magnets to that football at the 40-yard line. They'll pick up just a couple on the play.
Well, when you make that move over there and bring that tackle over to the heavy side and say, listen, that's like putting a sign over there that says free crab. You know, it's going to be a major attraction over there. They know you're going to run the ball in that direction.
You're a hungry guy tonight. Madison made the hit on the play. 3rd down and 8 from the 39-yard line as we tick down to 3.5 left to go in the 3rd. Then they go with the triad to the bottom of the formation. Laddick and Konzak and Wine. And do they get it off in time? There's a flag on the play. A lot of people thought they got it off in time. We'll see.
Dead ball, snap infraction.
There you go.
Offense, 5 yards, 3rd down.
Some concern as to whether they beat the clock. Issue is they did, but a snap infraction is called, so march it back 5 to the 44-yard line.
Of course, Olentangy Orange is missing Zach Harrison, who graduated early, member of the Ohio State Buckeyes. That's first penalty of the game, Randy, for Olentangy.
DeSabato checks in now as a wideout. He goes to the top. 4 wideouts in this contest. Both teams pretty good in the penalty department as of late, but the Liberty game is one that Westerville Central's wondering about, and the left side of the receiving core left early.
Dead ball, false start, offense, number 85, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Just when you thought the communication was going really well at a high level and everybody was on the same page.
I'm sorry, what?
All of a sudden, they got fogged out here. That is not good, and you can see the confusion. The entire left side was moving.
So now the ball at the 49. They have to get it down to the 31. They need 18 yards here on 3rd down for a 1st down. See if they have an 18 or 19-yard play up their sleeve for Hawkins. Spencer straight back to throw. They pinch from the outside, guns it downfield. The pass is caught. Konzak caught the ball, took the contact, and keeps motoring inside the 25-yard line. I'll tell you what, Caden is not the biggest guy at 5'10" and 156, maybe an overestimate, but he took the hit, made the catch, and got the 1st down.
Well, obviously a good throw, but how about the concentration by Konzak? Comes in right there. Defense a little bit late getting there. You got to be able to react to that football, and really good execution. Caden Konzak, 3rd reception for 63 yards.
They needed 18. They got 32. 1st and 10 from just inside the 18-yard line for Hawkins and company. Van Cherry will take it to the 15 and drift to the 14-yard line. Boy, you talked about Konzak. Against Westland, he had a great game. 6 catches, 125 yards, and 3 touchdowns of 11, 55, and 45. Young man who likes math and is part of the Fellowship of Christian Athletes. And the one thing that stands out is Zeb Schroeder says this guy can make the big catch, and I think he proved it on that play. A good 1st down run as well, too. So now it's 2nd and 6 as they pick up about 4 inside the 14. Wine alone to the bottom. Sprint and hand off to Van Cherry, but there's a flag down. He's inside the 5-yard line, but there's a hanky at the 16. And holding is the call, and we're coming back the other way. Really good job, I think, by the crew tonight of controlling this game, led by Rob Bachman.
Yeah, they've been solid all night. Here's the call.
Holding, offense. Number 70, 10-yard penalty, second down.
Now, it wasn't a traditional holding where you got people engaged there that time. I saw the official identify that after he had pancaked him, he held him down. And that's where the holding comes. Watch here on the left side of your screen. They said number 70. Here's the hold, takes him down. And it's hard to tell there. Hard to tell there.
Hawkins wants to throw on second down, looking long downfield and has a man open at the 11-yard line. Pass is caught and fighting and churning and getting all the way down inside the 6 near the 5-yard line is Laddig. Now that time they try to tackle the football and Zane able to pick up another 6 yards on the yards after catch.
Well, they have been able to find soft spots in that zone, able to throw the football right there. Coverage a little bit late getting there. That was Xavier Canaday coming up to try and make the play.
Gain of 22, first and goal from the 5-yard line. Van Cherry glides into the end zone. Does he make it? Trying to get, and the scrum will push him in, and the football shoots through the backside of the end zone. But Van Cherry now gets the touchdown. He has one receiving, one rushing. That's his 7th on the ground this year. We mentioned him as a key performer in this contest and adds 6 more to the board. And now it is 13-6 in this contest.
So the 2 key plays of this drive, though, are the connections that Spencer Hawkins made as a quarterback on 3rd and a mile. He was able to get the first down, and then another great pass play. Look at the push by the offensive line. Ball came loose, but he had already broken the plane.
Tell you, the guys that pushed hard there were Silvestri and Mathena. Mathena, especially with that burst, able to get Van Cherry across the goal line. Extra point time now for Barry. The snap, the kick, it is up and it is good. He's now 24 of 25 on extra points. We'll take a break. 14-6, Orange up, 1:55 left to go in the 3rd. This is week number 8 of Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, right here on the CW Columbus. Legacies fans, the Vampire Diaries spin-off will be moving to Saturday this week and the next 2 weeks. Don't miss this new episode of Legacies, Saturday night at 9 here on the CW Columbus. Jeff, that was an excellent drive. A couple of big plays. You mentioned Konzak with the catch.
Yeah.
Van Cherry making the damage happen and breaking the goal line with another touchdown for him in this contest.
Very impressive by Spencer Hawkins, the first-year starting senior quarterback, hanging in there under pressure, making plays.
Barry with the boot. And that will break the play. We'll bring it out to the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Warhawks, but they're down by 8 in this contest. Here's another Papa John's fan photo of the week, uploaded by Latazia Lockhart. He was taken last Thursday night's Independence Marion Franklin game. Upload your high school football game photos from any game this week to the Papa John's fan channel at CWColumbus.com. As Dave Sacuti, the commissioner of the OCC, alluded to, 4 games tonight involving OCC teams, and that's because of the fact the Buckeyes, Jeff, are playing tomorrow night against Northwestern. 1st and 10 for the Warhawks on offense with trips to the bottom. And Williamson looking for a gap, little spin move, gets him a couple of yards up to about the 22-yard line. Fired up defense right now. Not sure if the bread and butter stuff in the middle is going to work all the time now against the defense that's really revved up after their team just scored a touchdown.
Yeah, we talked about Zach Harrison, who was a great player here at Orange, went on to Ohio State. What's interesting about that young man, he should still be here playing tonight. He just turned 17, or he turned 18 in August.
Wow.
He should still be in high school, yet he is at the college level.
Second down, out pattern, the quick pop. It's complete little sideline move by Swinney, but he runs out of real estate, but got the first down. Speaking of guys that have committed to colleges, how about Miles Williamson for Westerville Central's committed to Bowling Green, Ricky Hyatt to Kentucky, Jace Jarvis, Darius Madison, Will Jados, J.J. Johnson, Luke Sweeney, Judah Holtzclaw are all getting looks right now for this Westerville Central team. A lot of talented guys on this squad for Brent Morrison. 3rd down, they need to pick up about 3. Holtzclaw thinks about it, and he's not going to do it. I'm not sure that was a design draw. He did delay for a second or two, then tried to find an opening. But, you know, we talk about creating stalemates, if you can, in the defensive line. That was an excellent opportunity and definition of it right there by the front of that Orange defense.
Yeah, you can see the frustration by Judah Holtzclaw as he went off. It looked like he had a misread there and decided to take off and run. And it's going to bring up a punting situation. Orange is going to get the ball, assuming they can field this punt with a great field position. So they have flipped the field once again.
Gianmarco to punt it, standing back at his own 12-yard line. Floats back, gets it off, and it's going to dribble and hit at the 43-yard line and die at the 44, and that's where The Pioneers will get it back. Excellent field position, up by 8 with 34 seconds left to go here in quarter number 3 and week number 8 of Thursday Night Lights. Next week for the Warhawks, they play Westerville South, and on the other side for Olentangy Orange, all they have to do is take on Olentangy Liberty. 7-0 as we speak right now.
Another big game going on in the OCC tomorrow night. You got Pickerington North hosting Pickerington Central, Randy.
And the handoff, Applegate in there now. Glides to the 47-yard line. And of course, in the fourth quarter, we may find out more about those games and other, because I think in the fourth quarter we have another weekly debut.
Oh, you've got it
of
coming.
Logan's Heroes.
And it's updated. It is coming at you.
I'm not sure I can sit down. Oh, I don't have a chair. That's why.
Pickerington Central, number 2 in Division 1, Region 3. And Pickerington North, with a record of 4-3, is 4th in Division 1, Region 3.
Warhawks are showing blitz. Let's see if Healy actually comes. And let's see if they actually run a play. They don't. That'll end the third quarter. So it is Olentangy Orange right now in the catbird seat, up by 8 as we head into the fourth quarter. Both teams 6-1, 14-6. Pioneers lead. We'll take a break on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College.
Olentangy Orange on top of Westerville Central by a score of 14-6 as we begin the fourth quarter. On Honda's Thursday Night Lights on the CW Columbus, happy to be joined by Tron Smith, the principal here at Olentangy Orange. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention, when I was talking to Dr. Cox earlier, your marching band has a special honor coming up next weekend in Old Columbus Town.
They do, and we're incredibly proud of our marching band, and they do such a great job. You can hear them in the background now, but next weekend they get to go to Ohio State and be the opening band for the Skull Session, which is an incredible honor. We did it maybe 4 or 5 years ago, and we've got I think we have 6 kids in Ohio State's marching band now too, so it's such a great atmosphere, and to be able to do it before the Wisconsin game is going to be really special.
That's going to be such a thrill. And you've had some real success with some of your fall sports here at Orange.
Yeah, we're wrapping up a really successful fall season so far. We have OCC championships in volleyball, girls soccer, girls tennis, boys cross country. Obviously, the football team's right in the mix at 6-1, and we've got our girls doubles tennis team. Aaron Storr and Courtney Reed playing in the doubles state tournament tomorrow as well.
And I know that you guys have updated some facilities so that maybe one day some of your students will be standing right where I'm standing.
We have. Just over the past year, we have completely redone our broadcast studio, and it is professional. It allows us to do our broadcast news live every day from the studio. We've got radio podcasts. We live stream many home events, including every football game, and not only that, but our yearbook this year was voted the #1 in the state by the Ohio Scholastic Media. So our broadcast journalism team just do a fantastic job.
Good things happening here at Olentangy Orange. Tron Smith, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for being such great hosts. Guys, back to you.
So I guess we should leave now and let the youngins take over.
Step aside,
they've got
gentlemen.
a great program here. Big play, 4th down, less than 1. They beef it up now. They bring in another, tie it in. On this 4th down.
This might just be window dressing. They're not going to go for it,
Sure
are they?
they are. From the 47-yard line?
No, they're just going to count. There's the timeout by the coach. Are you kidding me?
Now, on 4th down conversions, Orange on the season, 7 of 17 coming into this game.
Timeout. Olentangy Orange, they're first of the half.
Not a chance. They're going to kick this one away.
I'm telling you, there's some coaches I know that would have gone for it.
You're probably right.
Brad Birchfield would be going for it right now, I can tell you that. 11:13 left to go here. They burned the timeout their first in the second half. Hey, Friday night before the 11 o'clock news, join host Jay Richardson for AEP Ohio for Scores on Fox 28. Get the scores and highlights from the best high school football games in Central Ohio every Friday at 10:45 p.m. on Fox 28. All right, so you burn the timeout. You'll go ahead and punt the ball. I never understood that because I'd almost rather just take the penalty and save the timeout in a scenario like that. That way you have 3 timeouts. I mean, you're kicking from midfield. Either way, you're kicking it from near the 50-yard line.
Yeah, it certainly is an option to do it under that manner, but coach decided. You were talking about coaches that would go for it regardless of the circumstance here. Those guys generally don't coach very long. Those are not healthy decisions. They're
the
still
offense is
lined up,
back
though.
out on the field, Jeff Logan.
Watch the quick kick.
Fenton in motion. Hawkins from the gun. Going to try to find the opening. He's got the first down. May I add, they are now 8 of 18 on fourth down conversions.
Attaboy. Good call, Coach.
So are you trying to tell me that Zeb's going elsewhere? I don't think so.
Oh, he might be moving up. With a call like that, he might be moving forward. Good job by Spencer Hawkins reading where the opening would be to get the yard. That shows your kids you got confidence in them. So I still would have kicked it.
Kemmerly will check out. That's why you're up here and he's down there, right?
Exactly.
First down play off the left side. Applegate nothing there. Brought down back at the 44-yard line. All right, conservation has been the name of the game when it comes to timeouts for Westerville Central. They're still sitting on all 3. So they'll lose one on this play. It'll be second down and 11. If you're Central, I guess, Jeff, you have to say, hey, we're only a touchdown and a 2-point conversion away from tying this thing.
Absolutely. And the key here is just keeping points off the board. And again, I think Westerville Central feels if they can get the ball back with enough time, they can put points on the board. But my goodness, they have just run up and down the field with no results.
Blitz coming. Applegate's got the handoff, gets through the first wave, gets him into the secondary. Will pick up yardage down to the 39-yard line. So he'll pick up about 4 on the play. It'll be third down and 6. Big play here for Westerville Central because I think this is a scenario that if they don't convert, the Pioneers may actually kick the ball. Trips to the top. Mancheri getting a rest. He's standing at the 50-yard line. See if Hawkins puts it up. He wants to. Pressure. Passes up and it's overthrown. Intended for Ladding on the far side of the field. So now you got a fourth down. Now I wouldn't be surprised if they punt the ball.
Yeah, here comes the punt team. That ball just sailed on the quarterback that time. Spencer Hawkins trying to throw the outcut. And one of the things that's going through his mind here, that's a dangerous pass to throw out in the flat. If it's not wide open, you're going to throw the ball high out there and go ahead and take the punt.
Now what if Fenton fakes it here?
Yeah, Fenton's got the opportunity. He's got the athleticism to make it happen.
Well, we saw that earlier in this contest where he almost did.
He went rugby style. Let's see if he pulls it off again.
Standing near the midfield stripe. And he'll roll and look for the pressure and then get it off. Lost something off of his garb. Hits at the 10. Look at this bounce. And scooped up. And paying the price right there is Williamson. Williamson saw the hop and said, may go inside the 5, so I'll just take it here. So the Warhawks have the ball. 9:33 left to go. Can they go 90 yards? And can they get 2? We'll find out together. This is Honda's Thursday Night Lights presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. The Warhawks are looking for that second half elixir. They're down by 8. They have it first and 91 from their own 9-yard line here in this contest. Both teams came in at 6-1 on the season. Both looking to make the top 8 in Division I, Region 3 to make the postseason. Williamson tries to take it off the left side. Absolutely nothing there. Great penetration by that defense. A triad of guys helping to make the hit. Among them, number 23 on your screen. That's big Alex Lopez, a guy that's made the transition nicely, Jeff, from offense as a fullback to a defensive end.
Boy, look at the guns on him, too. I mean, Alex Lopez is a fit football player. There's the wrestler in him being able to get the takedown there. 2 quarterback sacks coming into the game.
Out of the backfield, a quick pop. Oh, what a move by Williamson. Miles just goes, whoop, I'm going backwards for a step. Then waits and was able to navigate up to around the 15-yard line. So a nice gain on that second down play, but they have to get it up to the 19. They need 4 more.
Again, this is just a release out to the flat after everybody else was covered. And again, great move by Miles Williamson. Randy, this is a key play here in this football game.
They need 4 on third down from the 15. Holtzclaw across the middle, has his man. That's Hartley. Nice spin move. Gets away and's got the first down up at the 26-yard line. Little target, big heart, and he's got the ability to move the sticks and get a Warhawk first down.
Looked like all the concern was the outside receivers. I think that Orange felt as though it was going to be an outcut. There was a wide open spot in the middle of the zone, and the receiver did a nice job of sitting down, giving his quarterback a big target.
Hartley had 8 catches coming into that contest tonight. He's had that many targets, I think, in this game already. First and 10 from the 26. 8:18 left to go. Williamson to the left side. Can he glide across the 30? He can and go out of bounds. So that's a win-win for the Warhawks because they get good yardage and they maneuver out of bounds too.
Yeah. Randy, this is the 6th straight drive that started for Westerville Central at the 20-yard line or less, inside the 20-yard line. So field position has certainly not been their friend.
Second down now with 8:13 left to go. Second down, they need 4. And it's Williamson again, and not a whole lot there, but he gets what he can. And is still being circled around. It's like a square dance along the far side of the field. Little do-si-do.
Yep.
Will gain a yard, and that's about it.
Only 4 blue jerseys not on the tackle. That is great team tackling, running to the football. Good efforts up there inside.
Big number 10 for the Orange there, and Jack Allman, a guy that splits time with Evan Leist, an outside linebacker, good on the blitz and pass coverage as well too. 6 foot 187 senior with 8 solos, 10 assists, and 3 tackles for loss. Another big third down attempt here for the Warhawks. Third, and they need a long 4 to move the sticks. Trips to the bottom, 2 to the top. Lonely backfield now for Holtzclaw. Bad snap. Oh, corrals it with one hand. Rolls, looks, guns, and pass incomplete across the middle at the 42-yard line. Do you punt it here? I guess you do.
Yeah, still plenty of time on the clock, Randy. You don't need to panic at this point in time, down by 8 points, and the snap a tad high. You could tell the quarterback was looking downfield a little bit. It caught him by surprise, and then this ball just uncatchable, and you can see the frustration of the junior quarterback, Judah Holtzclaw.
Gianmarco to punt with 7:25 left to go.
They've come close to blocking these punts. Let's see if they put pressure on him or it's a hold up.
And his best kick of the night. It's going to drift back to the 25-yard line, and no return on this one, as that's where it's going to be down. And the Pioneers get it back with 7:16 left to go. 14-6 the tally in this one, and Orange would love to pad that lead. After tonight's game, keep it right here on the CW Columbus. For Fox 28 News at 10, get a first look at what to expect when you wake up in the morning. And first warning weather expert Marshall McPeak will have your weekend forecast. Fox 28 News at 10. No more, no first.
Westerville Central 5 out of 14, Randy, on third down conversions in this football game.
And normally they're closer to 41% on the campaign. All right, here we go for Spencer Hawkins and company. An attempt to, if not score, at least drain more of that clock and make it very difficult for the Warhawks to come back. Keep it on the ground, and a short gain on the play is Vancherry back in. You got to think now that Jake is back in for the stretch drive, gets it up to the 26. But you like that 1-2 punch they have with Vancherry and Applegate.
I really do, and I think the fact they're not going to get conservative out here. They're going to continue to run that base offense. I'll tell you what's doing a great job out there. Left tackle number 73, Hajib Talukter. I mean, this kid is absolutely owning it on the edge.
Has offers for Butler and Velpo already. One thing they like about him is he bends well. You know, he can move and pick up that defender to either side. Hawkins guns it on the out, pass incomplete. A little too strong to the outside for Konzak. And that's a big blow for Warhawks, as they will go ahead and see a third down and also stop the clock.
Watch 73 here, a little isolation play. Good double team there with his tight end. Great execution there, no hold. I'm going to keep pushing until I'm convinced that you're down.
And good feet. Notice the feet never stop moving, too.
I like it. That's great effort by that young man. Good shot by our crew, as normal.
Dean Marini and the crew always the best on the third down play here. Third down, they need a long 8 to move the sticks. Hawkins wants to throw, looking long downfield on the out for Konzak. Hangs up. Does he make the catch? He did it again. He got to the football first and was able to go ahead and corral it and make sure that Kylan Bird did not get it. And they throw it up, makes the big catch, does Konzak, and moves the sticks and keeps the drive alive.
Well, we talk about high pointing the football, and that's a great job. A good throw, but an excellent job. And Randy, if you're the defensive back there, you got to go get the football. You got to go make it happen. Only one guy high pointed the football, and that was the receiver, and that was a terrific job by Caden Konzak.
Great gain of 28 on the play. 1st and 10 now from the 46-yard line of the Warhawks. Showing blitz. Let's see if they're coming. They're coming. Healy and company are blitzing, and that leaves a gap for Vancherry to get it inside the 42 to the 41. So that is a big gain on first down, Jeff. You're looking at picking up half the yardage on first down. It's going to be second down and just a little bit more than 5 right now for first down.
Again, this defense only given up 103 yards per game on average. They've had 2 shutouts, talking about Westerville Central on defense, only giving up 6 points a game. Now again, if you hold another team to 14 points in the OCC, you feel like you should probably win the football game. So how good has the Olentangy Orange defense been tonight? Very impressive.
Wonder if they start looking at that play clock and milking more of it till it gets down to maybe about 5 seconds or so. And they do. At 4, they snap it. Vancherry gets the handoff down to the 40-yard line, picks up a yard and a half. It'll be third down there, 3rd and 4. And coming up In 5 minutes and 9 seconds, someone will win that much coveted golden orb that rests majestically down on the sidelines here at the 26-yard line. Who will it be? Will it be Orange or will it be Central? We'll find out together here on the CW Columbus. As they glance to the sidelines again and get the information, Zeb Schroeder, the offensive coordinator, and a set of signals. Running play or a passing play?
Probably run it.
Hawkins rolling, looking, buying time, gets undercut as he throws it, and now it's 4th down. 4th down from the 40. Do you kick it here, Jeff?
Yeah, you got to kick it, Randy. One of the things I didn't want to do was have them stop the clock there. That's one of the things you want to keep doing. Force them to have to take their timeouts, run the football, even if you're not able to get the first down. Start forcing Westerville Central to have to do something with the clock.
So the onus now on the Warhawk offense to make something happen. Yes, it's 4th down, and Fenton, you got to think, might have a seed of perhaps in his head, can I get 4 yards? Can we snap it to the up guy? Can we make something happen here? And they reshuffle the look now.
Nearly got somebody to jump into the neutral zone there, Randy.
Oh, high snap. Snares it. If he gets any kind of punt off, that's a positive. And it's caught at the 17-yard line. And I'll give Williamson this. He's a gutsy guy, Jeff. You don't want that ball to hit the turf. I know how you are about that, but, man, he goes after it. All right, the waning moments. We'll find out if there's a drive left alive for the Warhawks. They're down by 8. 4:25 left to go. We'll take a break right here on the CW Columbus. 4:25 left to go in regulation. Westerville Central with the football. 1st and 10. The ball resting at their own 18-yard line, down by 8. Randy Reinhardt, Jeff Logan, Mike Todd. Week number 8 of Thursday Night Lights. Glad to have you aboard. Dumped out of the backfield to Williamson across the 15, the 20, 23-yard line. That play looked like something I just called during the break.
He said, how about a wheel route? Well, I guess that'll work okay.
So they get a nice gainer there. Makes it 2nd down and short. Take a look one more time.
Yep. Good selection. Nobody on the back coming out of the backfield. And if you're Orange, you're going to try and play a little bit soft on defense, but you got to be careful you don't get in too much of that prevent. It usually prevents a win.
Swaney has been a big playmaker for them in this contest as well, too. Popped across the middle, pass too strong and deflected and nearly picked off. Boy, that was thrown into double coverage intended on the play for Jace Jarvis and nearly picked off. I think the last set of paws with a chance for that were those of Reese Dunham, number 24.
Well, watch the ball is tipped. Dunham is there first, and then Lazier, who already has one pick, is able to come in and nearly gets the tip ball for the 2nd interception. Dangerous pass over the middle. Judah Holzclaw still gunning over there.
And now you got to think with the ball resting at the 24-yard line, you're going to be more concerned with getting the 4 yards you need for a 1st down. Could be Williamson time. You got to think they'll go for it on 4th down anyway.
Holzclaw 16 out of 30 for 151 yards tonight.
Pressure's on, lost the football, and he falls on it. What a fortuitous break there. Lost the handle and it bounced right back into his breadbasket. Falls on it back at the 24-yard line, but now a huge play, 4th down from the 24.
And I'm not convinced you don't punt it here, Randy. There's still a lot of time. You got timeouts here, and their ball does come loose. And how fortunate was Judah Holzclaw to be able to land on that ball. Pressure coming right up the middle, again by Alex Lopez.
3:45 left to go. This could be the ball game right here. 4th and 4 from the 24-yard line for Holzclaw and company. And back to throw. Looking, rolling, sees the gap, tries to take it upfield. He's got the 1st down across the 30, and half the team knocks him out of bounds at around the 33.
Boy, heads up play by Holzclaw. They were playing great defense. That was a coverage rush by the defense. He had to get out of town. He couldn't throw the football away on 4th down. But Judah Holzclaw, who rarely runs the football, able to get the 1st down.
How close was he to getting hit back at the 25-yard line? And this big 6'7" frame able to maneuver, find the gap, and move the sticks from the 33. 1st down, dumps out of the backfield to Williamson. Miles with one move. He had the shake but no bake. Picks up 2. It's 2nd down and 8, and the clock now going to start to drain down to 3:14 left to go. So 2nd down and 8. Is Hartley the last guy to check back into the huddle? He was downfield, so he'll go to the top of the set. 2 wide to the bottom. Davis is in there as a wide out. They need 8 yards and points. Holtzclaw looking, guns it across the middle and tried to force it in there. Pass is tipped, falls incomplete. A lot of traffic right now across the middle, Jeff.
Yeah, and they're bringing the drag again, trying to get the ball to Stephen Hartley. But he's a small target coming across the middle, and there is lots of traffic there. And you can see again the ball being delivered. And I'm not sure that the quarterback ever was able to see Zach Hill there, the middle linebacker, because he hit him right in the back with it.
3rd and 8 from the 35 for the Warhawks. Under 3 left. Pressure pitching from the outside, dumps underneath. Hartley's got it and dropped it. They're going to rule that an incomplete pass. And now once again a 4th down decision for the Warhawks. Now you do have to go for it as they have it back at the 35.
You know, Hartley's had a tough time tonight on some of these passes, and again, this is not his fault. That ball I would not consider quote unquote catchable. That ball thrown behind the receiver, and Brett Morrison's got no choice here with the clock under 3 minutes. He's got to go for it on 4th down again.
Saving their timeouts. 4th and 8 from the 35 for the Warhawks. 3 to the bottom, 1 to the top, 1 back in the backfield. Straight back. Holtzclaw, pressure backside, looking, rolling, trying to find somebody open, guns downfield, pass is caught. It's complete across the 48-yard line, and it goes to big number 8, Luke Sweeney. He's been a big play guy for him, and he's got the 1st down, and it keeps the drive alive now with 2:34 left to go.
You know, the hard part about this offensive line is to give him the protection without any holding call. 15-yard pickup on the play. Luke Sweeney made himself available to his quarterback, who was being flushed.
1st down. Williamson time? Sure, why not? Across midfield, trying to break outside. He does. 45 and tight ropes and gets what he can before he's pushed out of bounds. We'll see where they mark him out. They may have marked him out shy of the sticks at around the 43-yard line along the far side. So it'll be 2nd down and about 1. But it stops the clock with 2:27 left.
Boy, this guy is dangerous. Miles Williamson, not your normal running back, in there because of injuries to Ricky Hyatt Jr. Zeke Healy's played a little bit back there tonight.
2nd down and 1 from the 43. Williamson, a good DB, running back, kick returner, and wide receiver. Holtzclaw pumps, looks, going long downfield, far side, and the pass is overthrown in the end zone. Sweeney, the intended receiver, coverage on the play by Dunham. We're talking about Williamson now. 26 carries, Jeff, in this game, 154 yards for Miles.
Yeah, and Olentangy pretty stingy on defense of their own. They've only given up 240 yards per game, 11 points per game, just nearly 12 points per game, 11.7.
That was kind of a Green Bay Packer play. 2nd down, you go for it. Now you keep it on the ground if you're the Packers and get the 1st down. That's exactly what they do. Stop the clock, move the chains down near the 40-yard line. But remember the days of Horning and Taylor, and even Donnie Anderson for that matter, and go to Dowler or McGee, try to hit the big one, and if you don't, then keep it on the ground the next play and get the 1st down. And that's exactly what they do. Down near the 40-yard line, crank the clock again. The next snap will come with somewhere around 2 minutes left to go in regulation.
Westerville Central, all 3 timeouts remaining.
Need 8 points. Holtzclaw has all day to throw. Now rolling, pressure, dumps. Williamson, spin move. Does he go out of bounds? Gets what he can and goes out of bounds with a gain of about 5 in his back pocket. It'll be 2nd down from there from the 35.
A lot of people thinking there might have been holding on the play, but that's just good protection by that huge offensive line. All the hands are in the right place. There's no problem there as far as holding is concerned.
Braden Kennedy looked like he was beating up his little brother. I mean, he is 6'6", 275.
Yeah.
In fact, his brother, by the way, did play for Westerville Central as well, too, and he likes history. Mr. Kennedy. 2nd down and 5 from the 35. Pressure, blitz is on, and the pass underthrown because of the pressure on Holtzclaw, and he is not getting up.
Well, they mixed it up a little bit, and there was the pressure on the junior quarterback, and he'll try and hop up and get right back into the fray.
Wow. Francisco
trying to
would
keep
be
him
the
off
backup
the field.
quarterback.
See if the officials ruled that there was an injury and that he's got to come off the field.
He is yelling at his own coaching staff, is Holtzclaw, get off the field, I'm fine. Francisco would be the backup quarterback. It is 3rd down from the 35-yard line.
Randy, we've talked about the length of drives for this football team. This is play number 14 in this drive.
Play clock down to 4 already. 3, 2, they snap it in time. Holtzclaw back to throw, pressure on Dumps underneath, tough pass. Ooh, he should have kept going with the football. He didn't know. He saw Williamson off to the side, figured he'd dump it off to him, and he was near the line of scrimmage when he threw that too. So now another 4th down. What is the 3rd 4th down on this drive to keep it alive for the Warhawks?
We talk about improvising and extending plays, and how about Brent Morrison not needing to take a timeout, continuing to communicate with his football team? What is this, the 3rd 4th down conversion on this drive? Play number 15 on this drive, Randy.
And if you're not standing up right now here at this game, you're not a football fan. 4th and 5 from the 35. Holtzclaw straight back to throw. Looks, rolls to his right, has a guy open underneath. Tucks, he'll run. 30, he's got the first down. 25, puts his head down, and he got creamed inside the 23-yard line. Covered on the play by Alex Lopez, but another first down for the Warhawks. 1:30 left to go.
Yeah, they got to take a timeout. The quarterback is absolutely gassed here. These timeouts are not going to help you, taking them back to Westerville with you. And again, what an effort by the junior quarterback, and watch him get lit up here. The contact is real.
Holtzclaw looking left, slow rolling, pressure backside, dumps it underneath, has his man, and that's Hartley, and Hartley's inside the 15-yard line, and the clock will still move. Now they still haven't burned a timeout with 1:04 left. Down to the 14, 2nd down. They need a couple yards from there. I'm surprised they haven't burned one timeout already. 2nd down, they need a couple. Holtzclaw wants to throw, looking all day to throw. Dumps it. And Williamson has the ball and gets out of bounds and has the first down. It was like, nah, nothing else is working. I'll just sneak out of the backfield.
You know, one of the things that they may be thinking, Brent Morrison, the head coach over there, is that they've got the defense gassed at this point, and they don't want to give them the break. I wouldn't be surprised if Zeb Schroeder doesn't start thinking about a timeout just to get his legs back to his defensive football team.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. And we had motion, and the flags are tossed. Or did we have a timeout first? I think we had a timeout taken, and there you go. Orange will burn the timeout, Jeff, as you alluded to. Orange takes a timeout. That's their 2nd. All right. Late in the contest, a lot to think about, but let's get in Logan's heroes for week number 8.
Well, as we head into week number 8, these are the teams that I think are the best 5 teams to be able to go deep into the playoffs. I like Liberty. I really like what Dublin Kaufman's been able to do. Pick Central. I cannot bet against Jay Sherritt and what Pick Central's all about. Bishop Hartley, who we'll see in a couple weeks, and throwing in the Riders for West Jefferson.
Got my Rough Riders in there.
There we go. At 7-0, I think that they've got a chance to go a long way. But I think, do they have to go through Alder as well? Is that West Jeff?
That is a week. I think it's London in week number 10 against Alder.
That's right. So if you're angry about that, there's my Twitter handle in there, at LoganJeff34. Tell me who you think should be on the Logan's Heroes, and I'll give it a shot. As long as it's not what Randy thinks, it will get an opportunity to be in the list.
1st and 10 from the 11-yard line. Time remaining. 3 timeouts left for the Warhawks as well, too. 4 wide, evenly split. 1 back in the backfield. Now 1 man in motion, and we had flags before the start of the play, and false start going to be the call on the offense.
Little conversation going on at the interior line.
Red ball, false start, offense, number 51. 5-yard penalty, 1st down.
So march it back 5. And it doesn't matter, Jeff. They need 16 yards.
Yeah, and quite frankly, if there's a positive to that, Randy, it gives you a little bit more field and depth to be able to throw the football into the end zone. But again, 3 timeouts remaining, 42 seconds, a lifetime if you're an Orange fan.
Swaney and Williamson have been the 1-2 punch, and Hartley for that matter, when it comes to catching the football, especially Williamson out of the backfield. This time gets the handoff, takes it around the left side, gets what he can, gets the penalty yardage back, and probably gets it near the 10-yard line. It'll be 2nd down from there, and Tools out of bounds as well, too, with 37 seconds left to go in regulation.
Clock will stop. No need to worry about it that way, and Brent Morrison is keeping his plays coming. And again, I think they like the momentum. They like the rapid fire.
Fingernails at a premium in this one. 2nd down and 10 from the 11-yard line as they pick up the penalty yardage. Judah Holtzclaw seeing a blitz, looking, pressure backside, and can't get away, spins around, brought down at the 21. Now you have to take a timeout, and immediately Central does with 30 seconds left to go. They burned their first of 3.
Well, they brought the bus that time. Everybody that was available was on the blitz. They decided to go ahead and risk it, go man coverage in the secondary, and send everybody. You can see the pressure coming from the side, and that is, let me see, Evan Least, who came from that linebacker spot, and again, pressure up the middle by Zach Hill.
Hill and Lice, the 1-2 punch to make the hit on the play. And now, with 17 seconds left, you burn the timeout. I think if you're Brent Morrison, you say, look, I know you don't want to force it, but it's come to the point now where we have to make a play. And with 17-yard line is where the ball is, and the clock reading only 30 seconds, it's almost to the point where if there's a chance, go for it. Try to make something happen. I mentioned Swaney. He's got that frame. He's got that size. It's 6'4", 195. See if Holtzclaw can look for him. Let's see if the defense can bend one more time for the Pioneers and not break against a Westerville Central team who's been able to move it up and down a few times, and only one score to dent the board here at Pioneer Field. Holtzclaw wants to throw, goes downfield, looks and throws it behind the intended receiver. Had not made the break yet. Williamson was still going to break and kind of curl to the inside. The pass went to the outside. So now everything on the line here on a 4th down play from the 17.
That was a little miscommunication with Miles Williamson, because what quarterback Holtzclaw was doing was a back shoulder throw. You know, that was intended to be thrown at where the marker is over there, and a timeout being taken by the Warhawks. But Randy, that play is designed for that ball to be thrown right at the pylon. It's the receiver's job to get himself turned back around for that back shoulder throw. Watch again, quarterback is now, he is staring at that pylon, not worried about that guy. There's ball. You got to make that adjustment to be able to come in. All the defense is coming from the inside. That's why the ball is being thrown to the outside.
Dunham was there in coverage, also Liced as well too. A 1-2 punch. So now they have one timeout remaining. And on this drive, and altogether when you look at it, 4 of 5 on 4th down conversions for Westerville Central, just to have some life left. So I don't know if you have any plays that will get you, 16 of the 17 yards and get you 1st and goal at the 1-yard line, but we'll see what they have up their sleeve.
Well, this young man has not been perfect tonight, but boy, has he made some big plays from that quarterback spot.
He is a warrior, even though he doesn't play for Westerville North. 4th and 16 from the 17. Holtzclaw wants to throw, pressure's on, he's got to get rid of it, throws it up for grabs in the end zone. It's tipped around and incomplete in the end zone, and Olentangy Orange will survive. 18 seconds left to go, and a great job by the defense. And you know, Holtzclaw did what he had to do. Pressure was on, Jeff, so he threw it up there, hoping somebody could make a play. And the Pioneers come up with a big play and finally hold on a 4th down, and they'll get the ball back.
A delayed blitz, really good defense back there. Great effort by Colin McNay. That's a linebacker back there making the drop. Randy, 21-play drive. Go on top of that, an 11-play drive, a 14-play drive tonight, and you got nothing on any of those. I don't remember football games where I've seen drives where you've possessed the ball for that period of time and come up empty.
I'll tell you what, the distance between Olentangy Orange and Westerville Central is 7.6 miles. But oh, what a journey it's been tonight for both of these schools. And what a game we were able to bring you in week number 8. It is now a final as Orange goes to 7-1. They get the victory. 14-6 is the final score in this one. Jeff, it's been an absolute pleasure. And what's even more exciting is the trophy presentation forthcoming.
Yeah, it should be exciting. And, you know, Randy, this is championship football at its best. And we talked about the fact that Orange, from a playoff standpoint, to see the coaches exchanging handshakes there. Olentangy Orange controls its own destiny. If they continue to win out, they are absolutely in the playoffs and most likely will host a home field. Now the Warriors have got some work to do, or excuse me, the Warhawks have got some work to do if they're going to continue to get into the playoffs.
Zeb Schroeder turned 41 on October 2nd. He just got his birthday present tonight. 14-6 the final. The trophy presentation to follow right here on Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College on the CW Columbus. Plenty of excitement, and now more fun yet to come. Let's head down to the sidelines right now, where somewhere there's Mike Todd for the championship trophy presentation.
A festive scene down here. Zeb, that's one for the books. That's an instant classic right there. Your final thoughts on tonight's game?
I mean, I love these kids. They battled their tails off tonight. I mean, that's such a good team there, and defensively they just kept playing the next play, seeing the field, and just doing fundamentals that they've done all summer. And to hold those guys to 6 points in crucial time. Just kudos to our kids, our coaches, defensive coaches, getting them set up. Wish we could have helped them out a little bit more, but I tell you what, what a win. I'm so happy for these kids. They worked their tails off.
Well, my friend Ben Kearns here from Ramos Roofing, he has a presentation to make.
Coach, congratulations. On behalf of CW Columbus, Ramos Roofing Remodeling, I would like to present you with the Honda Championship Thursday Night Lights Trophy.
All right, we're happy to help.
Jeff, this really felt like a playoff game tonight, did it not?
Yeah, it really did, Randy. You get down to the end of the season, and you got teams that are battling for being able to get into the playoffs, win the league championship. This is the last time that, the league is going to be set up. The OCC is going to be set up the way that it is, and I think there was a lot of pride going in for both of these football teams. It's not over for the Warhawks by any stretch of the imagination, but this is a great win for Olentangy.
If you're the Pioneers, great news. You beat Westerville Central. Guess what? Celebrate, because next week you take on Olentangy Liberty.
Yeah, it doesn't get any easier from here, and that will be a game. At least they're at home. That will be important for them, but that is a rivalry destination game. Your program has arrived if you can go beat the big boys at Liberty, and they are good.
Well, we saw a lot of little guys with big hearts tonight, including Caden Konzak, who made some big catches out on the field for the Pioneers. How about Hartley as well on the other side as well for Westerville Central? Time now to peruse the final numbers from this contest, and you look at the total offense. My goodness, never thought we'd be on pace for about 670 yards of offense. And Westerville Central, again, 2 losses on the season, and both times they lost, they outgained the opponent by over 130 yards. That was the same scenario here tonight. 10 penalties, Jeff. That had to be crucial in this contest, and the 1 interception as well, too.
Well, and I think what's amazing to me is the number of long drives that the Warhawks, Westerville Central, was able to put together in this football game. But, Randy, you got to get it wasn't that they blew it. It was the defense being able to come up with great stops. So, they don't have the numbers to show for it, but I thought the Warhawks played a terrific game, too.
And what did Zeb Schroeder say about his offense and defense out on the field, especially his defense? Sometimes we're not pretty on defense, sometimes we're pretty on offense, but that defense is gorgeous because it'll bend but not break, and that was the case here tonight. As they bend and they don't break, they get the victory. Sir, it's been a pleasure.
Enjoyed it, my friend. Thank you.
Head over to Hilliard next week for a great matchup next weekend as Worthington Kilbourne will take on Hilliard Bradley. It has been an absolute pleasure to bring you this contest tonight in week number 8. On behalf of the Image Video crew and the CW Columbus staff, we say thank you for watching Honda's Thursday Night Lights this season. We also thank our sponsors, including Central Ohio Honda Dealers, Lifeline of Ohio, Dr. Pepper, and Columbus State Community College. Stay tuned for Family Feud in progress right now. What a contest. Olentangy Orange hangs on. They get the victory over Westerville Central 14-6. They're 7-1 on the campaign. Next week should be a lot of fun in Hilliard. Thanks for watching. I'll say it one final time. You have been viewing Honda's Thursday Night Lights, presented by Columbus State Community College, in one place right here on the CW Columbus.